Is Jane on? Because I don't see her or hear her. Oh, do we just have a random spot there?
Oh, yeah, it's her camera.
Oh, it's hello. Continue talking about my tattoos that are in weird places.
Okay, so to explain, if you can hear me, we're missing a Crash candy for a short bit of time while she gets home. And we're talking about booty shorts.
Yeah.
That's all the context you really need.
Really, that's all you need.
But hello.
How about now? Okay. Hello.
Because I see our faces. Hello.
Well, okay. So that proves that we're back into this. It's been a while since we've had a Misty Mountain Monday, guys, and this old computer is giving me some problems now. It's not a old computer at all. It's quite new. I'm hearing an echo. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Chat, you hearing an echo? Because that's where it matters.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Ellie, you can be telling people the story about your arm because they're asking while I figure this out.
So, I was doing a photo shoot for one of the spicier websites that exists, and I was on a table, and I fell off. It is not broken. I did that today, and I'm a paramedic, so I have a pretty good jump bag at my house, so I just threw a sling on it. It's probably just a pinched nerve in my shoulder, and I just need to take a good bubble bath, but I'll be alright.
She's just really hardcore and jumps off of tables for fun.
That's the only explanation.
I'm super coordinated all the time. My dex is super high in real life.
Mine, though, I can accurately say is actually, because the number of times I've caught myself or caught other things, like one time Ori fell out of my lap and she pulled a lamp off with her that was going to fall on her and I caught it without even trying.
Yeah, my reaction time, very good. My manual dexterity, very bad. Sadly.
All around, I don't think I have a high dex score in real life. I'm constantly stumbling and dropping stuff.
So. Also, S-Jax, hell yeah, get that paramedic grind. Also, I hope you never intend to make any money if you'd like to be a nurse. Because, I'll be making $14 an hour. But it's a fun job.
Well, welcome back to Misty Mountain Mondays, everybody. Please, I see that people are in the chat and people are already active. Thank you for being here. Please tell me how the audio is doing. Is the music too loud? Are we too loud? I've had to make some adjustments on the fly, as you probably did or possibly didn't hear because of some of those adjustments as we've been going through things. This is our first session back for a Broken Hart in a little while, and we left it on a chilling cliffhanger. And we needed a couple weeks to recover from that, and also life happened, and travel plans, and horseflies, and lots of stuff.
I got stuck in Chicago for 2 extra days, and Ellie very kindly offered to come pick me up while I was crying in the hotel, and I told her, no, I'm a big girl.
I literally said, we'll play D&D in a minute. I literally was like, I live 45 minutes from where you are. I will bring you to my house. My clothes will probably fit you. We're probably about the same size. I have a small dog. I can make you dinner. Let me take care of you. Yeah. And you're like, I got Indian food, I'm fine.
Yeah. And then, I don't remember what we were talking. Oh yeah, the spaghetti. How they were like, I'm sure Ellie doesn't have any spaghetti.
Also, if you follow my spicy sites, I do customs.
Yeah. That's what that story was for, was so people can pay Ellie.
Hey Rob, I think we're actually episode 5 if you wanted to change that in the title.
Yeah.
It says episode 4.
We will update
just because I always fill out the top of my notebook at the beginning of every session. So I wrote session 5.
I got a new notebook for this campaign, so I will need to do that. Normally I'm quite on the ball about it. It's just been a minute since we played. I forgot things. Real quick, hello to Broken Adventurer, Cold World Steel, Dabs. Robin is here, Dancer Hawk is here under his new name, Russell, the DM for D20 Tales, is hanging out with us tonight. Sheepish Lamb, S-Jax, Wildcard, lots of cool people coming to welcome us back to the stream, guys. Thank you all for being here, and also thank you to, oh boy, Rebiller? I wonder if any of those letters are silent. And Oliver LGBT, thank you guys for the follow. Welcome to the party. We are Misty Mountain Streaming. We like to tell and experience good stories, and our favorite way to do that is by playing tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons, like we're going to be doing tonight. If you are new here, which most of you aren't, my name is Rob. I go by the D&D Wannabe Online.
He also goes by Rog.
I also
if
go
you
by
wanna
Rog.
Annoy him.
Yeah.
Yes, and who wouldn't, really? And on the off chance that you aren't familiar with the other faces on screen, while we wait for the fifth face,
Hi.
why don't you guys say hello? I don't care who goes first this time. I should stop trying to run y'all. Y'all do your own thing.
I think the rat should introduce herself before any of us do.
Oh yeah, here,
Correct.
let me get her voice. So for
Valid.
everybody who's new here, I've decided that Vex, my teeny tiny little rat who's a tiny turd, has like a 1920s mobster voice. So you know, it's kind of like, "Hey, what's up there, Toots? What are you doing? My name's Vexy. I can be real cute, but I can also give you the Tommy gun. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, now yeah,
Is that Finny?
a little bit.
Her.
I was
a little
her.
bit.
I was rewatching What Lurks in the Dark just because I love playing with you guys, and like Finny killed me.
But yeah, I'm Cheesecake Panda. I do costumes and I have patterns and I have rat and I'll be at Emerald City this weekend. And my Wednesday night character will be making an appearance at the show, which means if you come up and I'm wearing a lot of blue, just tell me something cryptid about D&D. Just say like, "Hey, CN," and then say something weird, and you're gonna get back a, "Hey, how you doing? Are you good? What do you want? That's like $50. Give me. Like,
Money, please. Well, I'm Ellie. I'm Ellie D&D on lots of platforms. I hurt my arm today, but I'm good. Also, thank you for the inspiration from Icy or Izzy. I'm assuming it'll fix it. Don't worry. Like you put it into work. That's all better.
And I'm Maddie. Hello. I will also be at Emerald City Comic Con with Ty this upcoming weekend. So I've got some new costumes that I'm going to be wearing. So if you're up in Seattle, come say hi. And yeah, that's all. I play Nimwyn. She's cool.
oh yeah, I guess we should have said I play Dorian. He's not so cool. He's scary.
No, he's cool. He's my best friend.
Should we
Scary's
each
cool.
after we get to Naya? Should we each give like one thing about Crash Candy while she's
Yes.
missing? Just
Yes.
one quote.
Yeah, let's not let her introduce herself. Just let's all quickly say something about her.
I'm
We're
Naya,
talking
I
about
have
you, not to
anxiety.
you.
That's a good. That's an hi. Well, I'll start with the Crash Candy things. She's really cool. I'm certain she could break a watermelon with her thighs, and I've told her that before, and she
Oh,
thought
that's
it
a
was
really
great.
good one.
It really, I
Oh.
know how to make Jane happy because we're the same person. So,
Yeah, Crash Candy is an artist, a creator, and a menace to society, and we love that for her.
yeah,
She needs that as a tattoo. I'm just saying.
that needs to be her booty shorts.
Oh,
Menace to society.
Menace NPC to society.
I love Crash more than life itself, and legend tells that she can donkey kick a man through a cement wall.
So true, so true.
Yeah.
This has come up multiple times.
Yeah, it's like there's
So it must be
sources
true.
we could cite for these facts.
We've made her sound we've made her sound like a leprechaun, like a weird magic creature full of
She's-
chaos.
Very
She's like
lower
a
body
cryptid,
emphasized
yeah.
leprechaun.
She's also
Every
like
day's
really
Sunday.
nice. So like don't think that if you meet her she's just gonna come and like beat you up or something. She's really nice too. But she
But-
could beat you up if you like deserved it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Or like if you're being bullied, she would beat someone up on your behalf.
So
Mhm.
true. So true.
Yep.
She's
little-
offered.
My little remarks for Crash are she is Ty and Crash go back and forth saying that they're basically the same person. They are very opposite people to me. Because Ty is very sedate, very calm in real life, and
because
plays
I'm-
very chaotic D&D characters.
It's because
And Crash
I'm
is very
4 years
chaotic in
older.
real life. And
because I'm
very
4 years
sedate
older.
in
I'm the
her
vi-
role
I'm
playing.
the vintage. I am the vintage of the two, okay? We got like the wine that's a little younger that people
Yeah,
might
yeah.
like, and I'm the vintage because I'm 4 years older.
Crash has
That might be
time.
it. But all of everything that I know about Crash in real life does not show up in D&D, and kind of the opposite. Same for Ty. Oh boy. All right. Well, I have only one more stall tactic as we wait for Crash to come to us, and that is to talk about all of the extra stuff on screen here and the ways that you can spend channel points and do this, that, and the other thing. So, a couple of people have already done it. If you're new to the stream, then you can spend channel points that you earn by watching to give guidance and inspiration to the players or to me, all of the bad guys, and occasionally allies. These can be used to add numbers or to re-roll dice when they're trying to succeed at something specific. There is a limit to how many can be bought per session because you guys are maniacs and would never let them fail at anything if you had your way. And if someone already has guidance, you will see a little red pyramid next to their name. If they already have inspiration, you'll see a gold D20 next to their name. Don't buy it if they've already got it. They can't use it. They can't keep it. I have nowhere to put it. Also, we have, if you are feeling like being a big spender, a DM's accomplice and a PC accomplice to significantly affect the game in ways that dice cannot. That I get one and all four of them get one, and we will use them to try and help ourselves as things go along. Right now we've got both, so save up for when they're gone. Finally, we do have the sub goal down at the bottom of the screen, as ever, kind of right below me. We are 19 out of the 125 for this month. If you think that we should be doing something different with the programming here on Misty Mountain Streaming, you can sit in the driver's seat and tell me what to do for a stream. It can be a stream where I wear a fluffy pink hat for the duration of the stream. I can play your favorite video game. I can run your favorite RPG. I can play Fortnite with inverted controls the entire time and just suck out loud. It doesn't matter to me what I do. You are going to get to pick. Or someone is. And that's only if we reach the sub goal. Otherwise, it's probably going to be D&D and more stuff like this. So,
Also, Crash is saying that she has just arrived home. She will be here soon.
Yeah.
excellent.
Yay!
Thank you, by the way, to Broken Equilibrium, who followed us just a couple of minutes ago after the announcements. Now we have Broken Adventure and Broken Equilibrium. We're all breaking here.
Broken.
Yeah.
I'll fix everyone. Don't worry. I've got healing spells.
Maddie, help!
I don't got Haley spells, but I mean, I already got my goldfish packed for the next 2 cons, so I can keep everybody alive.
My brother will be very appreciative.
So he can walk up to me again with an empty cup and just look at the cup and look at me and then look at the cup and then look at me.
Quite a
Snacks
communicator, my brother.
Save lives. She gave me goldfish crackers for my flight home, and they made the flight so much better.
Oh, I believe that.
I became Maddie's grandmother that weekend.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh, she took such good care of me. I was like rusty when it came to going back to cons. It was my first con in like 3 years. And every step of the way, Ty was like, "You okay? You need a snack? We have to find a restaurant that doesn't have things you're allergic to." And she like spent the time to make sure I was okay.
Oh.
You're the only one who I did that for though, because like this last weekend in Chicago, the weekend before, we went to a Mexican restaurant and everybody at the table was like, "Oh my god, the salsa's so spicy," and I'm like, "That's normal New Mexico." And then other Rob's wife Anna goes, "You're a liar."
So I live in like a very Hispanic area of like a Chicago suburb where like it's the best because there are 9 supermercados within a 5-mile radius of my house. Like that's all the Mexican food, so good, and like I love spicy food so much.
Spicy's so good.
So I'm like, if my like eyes are not watering and my nose is not running, it's
Yeah.
not hot enough.
Yeah.
And so I had Mexican
that
food
green-
yesterday. So good.
You got that green chili that like clears your sinuses during allergy season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
part of my my tragic backstory in real life is that I am allergic and cannot eat peppers. So while I used to be able to enjoy Mexican food, and I just thought that like spicy was it makes your tongue itchy, it's gotten worse as I've gotten older, and I can't eat that stuff anymore. It will give me migraines, and I've gone into anaphylactic shock once. So
No.
Let's
it's
avoid
really
that.
sad. It's really sad because I used to love like I'm in Southern California. We have a lot of Mexican food, and I would like walk to the little like burrito shack down the street from my high school after school every day with my friends. And I was just like, oh yeah, it's spicy. My tongue's itchy now. And then I learned that's not what
That's
spicy
not
makes
normal.
you feel.
So
No.
Oh boy. All
Maddie
right.
and I had many a food issues in Denver.
Yeah. But no allergic reaction though, so that's
No.
A+.
No.
Well, it is time for us to get started. Luckily, we've been starting our episodes lately with a flashback, and Crash is not needed for the flashback.
We know who's needed for the flashback. Here she is.
There it is. All
All
right.
we needed.
Your backstory.
So Vex,
What are these legs? Why are they like chicken? Look at that. I'm holding her like this. Tell me that doesn't look like a chicken.
She's just a little fuzzy chicken.
Chicken
Like a
with the
chicken
feet.
baby.
let's change that track.
Rob's like,
And-
anyways.
I know what you meant, but the timing of it.
Let's get back into it. So, when we last left off, our heroes, such as they are, were returning from half of their first venture outside of the safety of the town of Heart's End into the wilds of Blackreach. It was a successful mission for all involved. You managed to collect poison that Eleanor would be able to use to treat Nimwyn's peculiar condition. And Jasper Lowe, Lord Jasper Lowe, would be safe another night thanks to the murder of his would-be assassin. Returning back to your homes, to the city, to the town, you all decided to keep the fun going, to stay together for a night, get to know one another better, and celebrate your success. But the evening did not go as planned. Mysterious elements of magic were at play. You felt that you weren't alone. You felt that you were watched. In an effort to defend yourselves, there was an unfortunate fatality. Edmund, Naya's brother, lies on the streets of Heart's End, dead. But that is not where we are picking up this evening. We're going back several weeks
She's here.
into
Ellie, what the hell
the
happened?
Evanwood.
I'll tell you later. I've told this story 6 times.
Okay.
It's real dumb.
Oh, good for you.
In the Evanwood, deep in that dark forest, lives a small tribe of furbolgs. These guardians of the Evanwood know this treacherous forest like the back of their hand. This is their home, and it has been for untold generations. They are its guardians and its protectors. In the wood, in this tribe, is Nimwyn. Normally, Nimwyn is a ray of sunshine in the impenetrable woods, a chipper and cheerful element, offsetting all of the dreariness around her. But in her tent today, she is alone. She is frightened. Her otherwise predictable home, her life here amongst the trees surrounded by family and safety, has been compromised, suddenly shattered by her own hand. Maddy, what is Nimwyn doing, and what is she surrounded by in her own home?
So Nimwyn is in the tent that she shares with her mother. And it's made of these tall branches that have been made into tent poles that have natural notches and curves to them. And there's big, beautiful fabric drapings along the outside that are made out of different natural fibers that are found within the ebon wood and dyed with different beautiful colors that both stand out and still allow them to blend into the woods around them. And Nimwyn is sat inside atop her bedroll, and she is just clasping her hands. She's trembling a bit from shock, and this is the first time that she's felt especially scared while living in this area that most people are scared to traverse. And, you know, that her eyes are a little red from crying, and she's not crying at this moment, but there's still some held back that she might cry more. And she's just waiting.
The Roots, your tribe, have always been very self-sufficient. Your aunt made this tent for y'all out of things that your uncle, or so they refer to themselves in relation to you, hunted from the wood or gathered from there. And your mother was what made this tent and even this clan a home for yourself and many others. Even your sister has her talents outside of these tents. You have somewhat struggled to find your place. You've always known you were different. And you've never felt more different than you do right now. I don't know how good of attention Nimwyn is paying. If you are being very introspective at the moment, or if you're very aware of your surroundings, struggling to find some distraction, anything to get you out of your own head, but the sound of footsteps are approaching the tent.
Nimwyn takes a breath in, and she takes an extra moment to listen to see if she can recognize it as her mother's footsteps, or if there are other people with her, and if the footsteps are familiar to her or not. And I assume there's a mix of both familiar and unfamiliar coming towards us.
Growing up in this little village and paying attention to things like you do, there's hardly an unfamiliar stride in your small, insular family. Your mother is coming, and she's not alone, and though the sound is muddied and quiet, furbolgs typically walk pretty silently through their home environments, you know that it is the sound of your mother and Auntie Una and your Uncle Lorcan.
She lets that breath go. She's scared of what could be coming in as news, but at least it's from the people that she trusts the most.
Make a perception check for me. You hear them talking outside now in whispered tones.
Ooh, okay. Wow. 23.
23.
18 plus 5.
Bang!
Good God.
She got them big ears.
Catch everything.
So big because they're full of secrets.
You hear Lorcan saying, "You don't have to do this alone. If you want, I can do it with you. She's part of our family, too." To which you hear your aunt's voice. "Yes, but we want to support both of you through this. This is not going to be pleasant. And she's always been part of the family." And you hear your mother's voice. No, I thank you, but just give me some time with my daughter. We'll be out soon. You're sure you weren't meant to hear any of that, but moments later, your mother pokes her head into the tent and steps inside. She always has a smile on her face, and right now is no exception, but you've learned to tell when it is more forced than at other times. You see her face is slightly pale from being up all night, and like yours, her eyes are a little puffy. "Hello, darling."
Hi, Mom. Do
you mind if I sit with you?
It's fine. You can sit with me. Is she okay? You can be honest with me. Is she all right?
She sits next to you very slowly. Your mother has never moved swiftly in her life. She's always this poised, postured, elegant creature, you thought. She glides over to you and gently sits on the bed and wraps a long arm around your shoulders and pats your head and says, "Dear, I will always be honest with you. Mona, she's not fine, but she's not in any danger anymore."
All right. That's better news then, right?
It is. Your auntie is optimistic that she will make a full recovery, just given time.
Okay. Are they mad at me though? Did you tell them I didn't mean to?
I told them. I think you told them yourself. You were repeating that quite a lot last
But
night.
I want to make sure that they know, and I know that they trust you the most, so I don't know what happened, so...
She looks like she was about to say something and then thinks better of it. Says, "They know. You didn't mean to, and it's not... Nimwyn, it's not your fault."
But I cast that spell and I thought it did something different. It always did something different before.
You didn't cast that spell. You wouldn't have. I dare say you couldn't have. But it is troubling. isn't it, dear?
It's scary. I didn't know that I could do things that cause that kind of hurt.
Darling, you are capable of so much more than you know. Both good and not so good, I'm afraid.
But why would Egress give me the powers that I have if they're going to hurt people? She's a goddess of good and a goddess of birth and care and not of hurting people.
I know. The other elders and I have spent the entire evening asking ourselves the same question. And I'm afraid you may not like the answer. But you are old enough now that you should hear it.
Okay.
We Furbolgs have magic in our blood. We can do things that others can't, and this is true of many of the races, some of which you've met and many of which one day you will meet, my daughter. The gods give us power in exchange for what we do for them, but they are not the only sources from which magic comes. And thanks to my choices as a younger woman, I'm afraid you are connected to something we don't understand as well. I've told you before about your father. I've told you all that I know. I'm afraid there is much that we don't know. And that's the only place we think that something like this could have come from. It couldn't have come from you. It hasn't come from us, and not from my teachings. So, afraid we just lack answers, dear. And when we lack answers, when we don't know what to do, we can't do something, then, well, we're in danger, dear. The roots have always survived by mastering what is around us, by understanding it, by learning to live with it. And I love you, dear. You know I do. You are dangerous now. Not through any fault of your own, but that doesn't change it.
How do I not be dangerous, though? I wasn't expecting what happened to happen. I didn't want to hurt Mona.
I know.
I was trying to heal her. And if I don't know how not to be a danger, then I don't know.
My dear, I would tell you if I knew. And so would your auntie, and so would your uncle, and so would any of us, but we don't. This is beyond our understanding, and perhaps it is a dangerous path to walk, but perhaps your father would have answers. Not that I have seen him since that night.
Satyrs aren't especially around these parts. So where are we supposed to find him?
I'm not sure. They're not The ones like him, they're not from here. Not anywhere near here. So, I'm afraid I'm at a loss. But I do have advice. There are people who understand things that we don't. For all of our pursuit of knowledge and wisdom, we are somewhat isolated. There are those who are well acquainted with and study the things that are mysterious to us. I had a friend, a good friend, who I understand is no longer with us, but her progeny I had the pleasure to meet not that long ago. There's a town, north and east. I can show you where. He is a young man, but he understands things. He could teach you things, and maybe, if you're very kind to him, he would help you to understand. And when? Not if, because I know you, my dear. When you have mastered whatever this is, or done away with it, or whatever you feel is best, hurry home. We will all be waiting and eager to celebrate your return, but while I would like to spare you the truth of it all, the elders have decided you cannot remain. Not as things are.
But once I fix everything, I can come back, right?
Of course.
Then I'll go and I'll fix it. I'll go find this man and he'll help me and I'll be really nice and I'll do everything that I have to do.
I know you will. And hurry and do it swiftly, because we will all be missing you every day you're gone, and the roots just won't be the same without you. This tent's going to be terribly empty.
I'm going to miss you the most.
She continues to pet your head, and you feel as one of her large fingers accidentally grazes the concealed nubs of a horn inside your hair. And it's not the first time. Hopefully it won't be the last. But you, as perceptive as you are, always notice that her fingers retreat slightly from that impact, as though it was an unpleasant memory.
I shift my head just the slightest bit so her fingers don't graze my horn nubs.
Noticing this movement, she squeezes you to her and says, "My dear, I have lived a good life. There are very few things that I regret. Meeting your father might have been one. But as soon as I had you, I could never regret that night."
Nimwyn, this is when the tears start coming back and she just throws herself into her mother's arms and hugs her tight.
Una and Lorcan seem to have tested the limits of their patience outside of the tent, and nosily poke their heads inside, and seeing the two of you tearfully embracing, they pile onto the edge of the bed and hug you both. The four of you walk to the edge of the village together. Your mother walks with you further still. A couple of days' journey to the edge of the Ebonwood. Points you in the right direction. filling your conversation over the days with repetitive but useful advice, telling you how to take care of yourself in her absence. And short days later, you are acquainted with Dorian, with Heart's End, with Sabbast, and with Naya. On a new adventure, a very new adventure for the most homeschooled of girls.
What's a sleepover?
Yeah.
I can use that word. I'm one. Hey, Jane. Welcome. Sorry.
We all gave you compliments, but we're not going to
Ah.
tell you what they are. You have to rewatch the
You
beginning.
gotta wait and
Good.
watch.
Secret.
Also, sorry for all that heaviness right at the beginning, chat.
No,
It's okay. It's about to continue.
It's a thing.
You're good. Here's a cute something for everybody. I'm trying to sew things onto Lava.
Here, guys, it's
and this
okay.
one said
Now-
no.
we'll get back to our regularly scheduled dead boy.
Yeah.
Also,
there's
so
a,
you...
there's a needle in
Aw.
there's a needle in this. You should.
Dude, your trim on that is gorgeous.
I saw
Thank
you
you,
as
I
we
get
were
to
talking.
see.
You came up with the string towards your mouth and thought, is she flossing in the middle
Yeah.
of the camera? Is she flossing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
here.
Hell
Also,
yeah,
I was
baby.
laughing so hard because Irish at one point went, "Is Crash eating a crunch wrap with a fork?" Like right after Sarah's like, "I'm crying," and I was like,
The
It's
whiplash.
the duality of man.
It's called ADHD Queens.
Also, so that you don't have to wait all the way until break to know, Ellie was doing a shoot on a table and fell.
Luckily, I'm a paramedic, so I have a jump bag at home. So I
Ellie?
just do a sling on it, and I'm good. The shoot turned out good. I finished it.
I swear on my
better.
Yeezys, if it's the one that you uploaded today.
Oh, loud
"It
Natasha.
probably."
Girl, I don't know how to
it
tell
was.
you you're failing this class.
It's a good shoot, though. Listen, it's paying my bills.
X, honey.
God,
there's
that's
a
so
needle
good.
in this.
I got on the table
So
and I
stoked
went
for
to
you.
pose and I slipped.
If it helps, wrecked the hell out of my chin the other day because I wore a mermaid tail for the first time. Went to dive under and just went crack on the bottom of the
Oh.
pool.
Cool.
We're girl bossing way too hard.
Actually, what happened to me is what Cold Rolled Steel said, where I fought off a dozen ninjas and the sling is all that happened. You should see the other guys.
Yeah, it's true. I saw it all
Damn.
happen.
Yeah.
Can
That's-
confirm.
Oh my god, they beat up Bo and Yasha and then they got Ellie. Oh shit, oh
I
god.
would say, for Irish Mac, it is not broken. I have not gone to the doctor.
That was my next question. I was
It's-
like,
I definitely pinched something in my shoulder, and so I just have this sling to like keep it in a place where it doesn't hurt. But listen, I just have a bunch of this stuff in my house, so it's fine.
I am in awe of you more and more each day.
Listen, I'm a paramedic. I don't go to the doctor. I am the doctor. I just fix myself.
Damn.
X, I swear
Pretty
to God,
crack.
if you pee in this shirt after I made it,
I got those cheat codes.
Just
to
I thought you were talking to
authenticity.
Ellie.
Ellie, I swear to
Laudna's-
God,
I swear if
audio
you
picture-
pee on this.
There's no way Laudna's outfit is pristine. Okay? Just saying.
No, but I don't want to have to wash it before I put it in the suitcase.
Mm.
You don't want your shirt to have a bit of nip of piss.
Okay. So,
This is
let's-
a really nice chaser to having to roleplay sad, anxious dear girl.
Yeah. Let's get back into that.
And Irish Mac, thank you for saying that I rock the arm sling. I appreciate
You
it.
do. It's like so
Oh,
hot,
it's
babe.
real good.
Hey, how you doing?
That was like kind of hot, babe. There's that audio that's like, was that hot? That was kind of hot, was it?
Like, I'm very vocal about being bisexual. I am wearing my not shy about being
Stop moving your
bisexual.
arm like that.
I'm fine. I'm good.
Guys, we're supposed to
So-
be sad right now.
Oh,
Come
I'm
on.
My
Let's-
brother's
Okay, here. Here, let me make chat mad real quick. Guess what I got? Suckers. And it's not got any flavor in it.
Here, I can make them extra mad. Is that a La Croix?
It is a LaCroix with no flavor.
Crocs.
It's
LaCroix.
sparkling water.
That's one of my favorite Good Mythical Morning quotes, though, is that one of them was talking to a little girl who went, yeah, I want this flavor of LaCroix. And he's like, listen here, little girl, it's LaCroix.
LaCroix. Like, even I'm French, and I'm not about to be that cringe.
All right.
Anyway, so, like, crying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to cry. That would be sad. But
I could though.
so far, only Maddie and I
You
have
think a
played
dead
D&D.
boy's gonna make
I
me
feel
cry,
like
whatever.
maybe some
A
of y'all
dead boy
wanna.
based on my real life brother, no problem.
Maybe y'all want to actually play D&D. So,
Yeah, we could do that.
Naya.
Huh.
The last few minutes are hazy. A little bit of a blur. You don't remember them clearly. You looked out the window, and then it's just bits and pieces. You remember a scream. You think it was your own. There were sounds, lights, lanterns being brought out of buildings and into the streets. Somebody grabbed your wrist, pulled you from the window. There was a discussion. Where to go. Need to leave. Need to not be here. You remember the cobblestones on the street. They were all you were looking at. Just watching your feet plant one in front of the other, going somewhere. It didn't matter to you where. You heard your mother's voice. You didn't hear what it was saying. And then the bells started. They started close and then farther away. Those bells mean something. Something bad. But not for you, at least not usually for you. The next clear sensation you have is something warm being put around your shoulders. You're on the edge of a cot, somewhere you haven't been before. There are weird smelling dried plants hanging in bundles from the ceiling and pinned to the walls. Very little furniture. Smells funny, like this place isn't clean or used to be very dirty. The occasional caw of a three-eyed raven from across the room, sound that you're beginning to tune out. Nimwyn has just finished putting her blanket around your shoulders. The rest of you remember more clearly. Pulling the shocked Naya away from the window. Heading out the back door so as not to be seen. Finding somewhere to be, finding somewhere to get away. Take care of one another, to think this through. To have some measure of control over the situation before others take it from you. Running to Dorian's barn next to the chateau. A place, it was mentioned to you earlier that I would probably prefer not to go under any other circumstances. Bringing her in, dashing through alleyways, avoiding the rapidly filling streets. Before the bells started, bells Sabbast knows well, summoning the constables to investigate the matter. And the four of you are here. The entire building, the single room that you are all in, illuminated by a single candle so as not to attract attention from the outside. What is everyone doing?
After putting my blanket around Naya's shoulders, Nimwyn has set to work on brushing out her hair and braiding it into a few different braids, just to give her that calmness and that feeling of being next to someone who is taking care of you. And here and there rubbing her shoulder.
I think I'm sitting on the cot, barely registering that Nimwyn is braiding my hair, but grateful for it. Kind of reminds me of like my mom when I was a little girl. And I'm just staring at my hands. That's it.
Not intending to be funny or ironic or anything like that, Dorian has taken his own blanket and tightly swaddled Morty up in it just so that he doesn't fly around and cause more chaos than is necessary. So sitting next to Naya on the couch is this three-eyed raven completely swaddled like a baby, sitting there just like like very mad, but he's already pouring through all of his books trying to find anything that maybe would work that they could attempt or try or anything like that. And to clarify, it's a shack and the weird smell is sage.
Where is Sabbast in the room? What are they doing?
Sabbast is pacing. Not quickly, but just kind of going from end to end of the other shack. Just kind of like taking out one of her braids, maybe rebraiding it, and not really looking at everybody else. Just kind of seems to be spaced out.
As Nimwyn's running her fingers through Naya's hair, she very quietly, almost to herself as much to Naya, is saying, "You didn't mean to, and it's okay, and you had no idea, and we'll find a way to fix this. There's always a solution. Promise."
I think as I'm looking at my hands, I didn't know I could do that. And I never know that I can do these things. I never know how to make it good.
Magic is hard, and magic is unpredictable, and it requires a lot of learning, and we're all still learning, and you were just trying to protect us. You didn't know. None of us think of you any differently. I promise. We're going to find a way to make sure everyone's all right, including you.
And I think the only other thing she says is what you guys heard her say in her flashback. Just, did you make me? And then that's it.
Nimwyn's gonna try and tuck her in and try and see if she can help her get some sort of rest, even if Naya doesn't sleep, to be lying down and wrapped up. And she'll just sit by her and rub her back.
Someone better cast sleep on my ass.
None of us
Somebody
have
sedate
it.
me!
None of us have it.
Do I have it? Can I cast sleep on myself? I don't think I have it.
Oh, I see Crash's lips moving, but do not hear words.
Oops.
Muted.
Yeah, I turned it off.
What did
I
you
was
miss?
saying, calm emotions be upon ye.
Oof.
It's
At
more
some
than just for
point-
ending encounters quickly, people. Sometimes
Where's
it's for
Esther?
self-care.
Yeah.
The only time me and my friends ever used it back home was just to make each other feel chill. I don't think we ever used it in combat.
No, it's not. Yeah.
I
No,
cast
that's the better
point
use of it.
rotation.
At some point, Dorian will get up. It's probably pretty late at this point, and like he'll get up and make like little cups of tea for everybody and just sit them about for whoever feels like getting them. And he'll specifically sit like the sugar jar next to the one that's near Nim, because Nim and sugar. But yeah, he basically is gonna do his trance at some point in the night and then spend the rest of the night reading.
I think as the night gets later, there's a point where Naya gets up, and I'll turn to the others and be like, I just need a minute, and I'm gonna go outside, just close to the shed, so that like no one really sees me, and I'm gonna look up at the sky and go, you started this, and you're going to fix it. I don't care what I have to give. I don't care what I have to do. But you're going to fix it. And I think she's gonna sit there for a minute and like scowl at the sky. And then come back in.
While
and
you're-
sit with her cup of tea.
While you're outside, make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Roll
See if
for
I can
that.
roll non-dominant. Hang on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh if you roll a high number and the only perception check is Morty staring at you through the window, still swaddled on the couch.
Don't worry, I didn't roll that high. That's
Don't forget,
hangy.
you have inspiration and guidance.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Can I use guidance on a perception check?
Yes, any skill or ability check. You can.
I'm
Wee.
so good at D&D,
Yeah.
guys. Alright, so I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna use my guidance on this one.
I will mark it off.
That's good. That's a good guidance. So it's a 16 now.
16.
I got 4 on that guidance, and I get a 4.
Nice.
You stare up at the sky, and eventually your eyes want to be downcast again. And as you lower them, you see what must be the roof of your cavern. You haven't seen it this late before, but you know its rough position, and you see a lot of torchlight out front. The lamps remain lit along the roads, but the path up to the Dorian shack is not lit. The nights in Blackreach are especially dark, with no starlight to illuminate them. However, as it breaks the line of the wall surrounding the chateau, you see a figure scale over the wall and enter the yard. The figure is taller than you, but by no means tall, and wrapped
That's
in a dark
everybody.
cloak.
You said
They-
you scaled the wall by my house?
No, here to the yard.
Oh, good.
The reason that you are able to see it so well, or even at all, as dark as it is, and without dark vision, is because it is silhouetted against all of the light from down in the middle of town.
Oh.
It was very quick. It was very practiced. Reasonably acrobatic individual making their way, not by the main gate, into the Chatelain's compound.
I think I come back in. I don't know if it matters right now. Some guy went in the yard, over the wall. I'm tired. And I think I'm gonna lay down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll wrap you back up in the blanket and I'll kind of settle in next to you as best I can to be your little, like, space heater next to you so you're cozy while you sleep.
She definitely cuddles into you.
Yeah, I'm the biggest and you're the smallest, so we just
Yeah.
hold you nice and close and
Love a
keep you
little
nice and warm.
spoon.
Yeah.
And then there's Crash and I at nearly the same height.
That means that we're both the big spoon, baby.
Yeah, we gotta fight over it.
Yeah.
My boyfriend and I are, like, my boyfriend's a foot taller than me and I still fight him for that. I'm like, I'm the big spoon.
It's not big spoon anymore, it's backpack.
Oh, I'd say I'm the jetpack.
Um,
I'll just
upon
cuddle
hearing
and
that
go to sleep.
upon hearing that someone's walking around, he's not really that concerned because he doesn't know who goes in and out of this house. But Dorian will just go peek out the window, and on his way over, he'll like stop long enough to just like gently pat Naya's head and like leave a little druid crafted flower there, then continue to the window. Just a look.
As you were approaching the window, at first, you imagine it must be your own reflection in the glass, with the light inside and very little outside. But there's hardly any light inside. And you realize that someone is approaching the window at the same time as you. And as you near one another, the figure pushes the hood of his cloak back, and you see the beaten and scarred face of a man that you have never seen before. But there seems to be some recognition in his eyes. He quickly puts a ringed finger up to his lips, and then points towards the door of your shack.
I'm gonna send a message back. While I'm gonna send a message just so that no one else hears it and gets worried. Considering I don't know who, as a player, I know who this is. As a character, I don't. So the only message this guy's gonna get back is just like, you try to come in here, you won't only have one dead body tonight. You understand me? Stay out.
Holy fuck. Hey,
Why is Dorian kind of hot?
Hey, what? Was that hot? That was kind of hot, man.
You just see him standing at the window, just like looking.
Yeah, don't be fooled. He's like visibly tearing up while saying.
Yeah.
I just picture the backing music. It's just when I was a young girl.
and put make it like
No, it's just the G
like
note.
the old.
just
No, it's like the old Sears photos. Like the look of this is like the old Sears photos, and it's just like that swaddled Morty sitting on the couch behind this, just kind of like just not moving.
When you cast the spell, you hear it in your brain. Oh, thank goodness, a magician. Look, tonight, at least, I am in the business of saving lives, not taking them. Please, I need to speak to all of you.
That's all he does, and he's gonna
Please hold.
gently walk over.
Please hold, ma'am. I need to get the manager.
No.
Do a little
Sebastian.
turn around.
Yeah. No,
Oh
with
god, no.
With Sabbast being the only one up, Dorian's gonna shoot her a message as well that just says, "Someone outside. He wants to speak with everybody. I don't trust him. I'm going out to speak with him alone. If I'm not back in 5 minutes, come check on me." And then he's gonna just like slide his way like the creepy little shadow that he is outside.
I love him. I love him.
I'm just picturing like Slender Man walking around just
Yes, like the Dolly mini pictures of it. Just...
Yeah.
I'm not joking. I still want someone eventually to put reduce and large on me so that I can then be a tiny little form of Dread Slender Man running around. Like
It's
this
all
big,
like
just
that.
running around.
It's really You're like a piece of angel hair. Okay, she won't respond back to you, but she will move closer to the door And she does have her little cup of tea that she is not putting down.
No, he's gonna go out and immediately pull the dagger out, but hold it behind his back. He's just gonna walk around the house and then just stand there expectantly staring at the guy, just like
As soon as
Just
you
come
exit
here.
the doors,
I am a normal man.
he is standing there.
everybody
waiting for
stands
you.
like this. Yeah.
You don't have to go finding him. As soon as you step outside the doors, he has circled the building to await your expected exit.
Bro, the
Says,
fuck?
And someone's just a little too excited to make
This-
friends.
He kind of cocks his head at you and points, kind of cocks his head to try and catch a glimpse inside before you close the door. Says, "You're not a very hard person to find, and that does not work in your favor this night. Is Naya with you?"
Depends on who's asking for her. She's had a rough night. I don't know who you are.
It's about to get a lot worse, unless you let me help.
Explain a few things first and maybe I'll let you inside. And if not, you just barge in. Bear in mind I have a bird who likes to eat, peck, especially at other animals, so
Oh
you
no,
wanna keep
Morty's
your eye-
restrained.
Morty busts out like Hulk Hogan.
Like, let me out.
Oh.
Release the infant.
The door opens and all you hear is just da 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 da. Like
Says, "My dear boy, you have a very mysterious reputation in this town, which is to your credit, and many people are afraid of you. I am not one of them, which works to your benefit because I am not friends with people that I am afraid of. My name is Jasper. I am your friend's, I assume she is your friend, employer, benefactor, ingratiant, whatever you would like to call it. And I am probably the only person in this town, perhaps, I hope, besides yourself, that wants to see her safe right now."
oh, I can't because that was a natural 20 on a check I made for myself, which means it didn't matter. But I made it on my brand new Dorian dice made by my friend or legend. Check her
I
out.
love
She
that
makes
color.
great dice. Anyway, no, I was rolling basically to see if I could put together employer with I sent us to kill something. That's what I was rolling to see if as a character he put that together. So yeah, he puts the dots together and he's gonna narrow his eyes and step closer to the door only to keep it blocked and just kind of are you the one who sent them out to kill the thing? Are you aware that it was already dead? Still moving?
Already did. No, I'm not aware of many things, and I hope to correct those things as well. I am aware, however, of the situation down further in the streets. Tell me, are the other two with you as well? There has
Including
been a
myself.
murder, and there are only 4 suspects. You are one. My dear Naya is another.
There's 4 of us, including myself here.
Excellent. Good. Then I needn't go looking further. All of you need to come with me. Quickly.
He's gonna pull the knife out from behind his back, and he's gonna not point it at the guy, but he's gonna kind of just be holding it, twirling it a little bit, and just gonna be like, "I know you said you're not afraid of me, but remember, I'll get them for you, but if you double-cross us, I have a much scarier side." He's gonna slide back inside, lock the door behind him.
Welcome to
just
my
so that the
twisted
guy-
mind.
So that the guy, hello, darkness, my old
My
friend.
old friend.
One of my favorite things
Hello,
with that song.
Darkness,
Oh my
not
god.
my friend.
I was watching the Try Guys, and they were getting little girls to make them costumes, and one little girl sang that song, and he goes, "Do you know where that's from?" She goes, "The Trolls movie." Anyway, yeah, he's gonna close the door behind him, all that stuff, and he's gonna gently wake who he needs to, and he's gonna tell Sabbast, Guy's very insistent that we come with him. He says we're the only 4 suspects in the, you know? He said
What's
he
his
knows
name?
Naya. Jasper Lowe.
Fuck.
Can't say I've ever heard that. Is this the guy who hired you? Because he said he was an employer for Naya. Is he the one who hired you?
Yeah, he's not just our boss. That's Dorian. That's the Silverman. He runs this place right now.
To be fair, he's a very connected man.
Yeah.
He says
He
wants
might
what's
know how
best.
to fix this.
That he wants what's best for you. That we need to go with him. But if any of you don't want to go, I'll go outside and be the bad guy. I don't want to make anybody go somewhere they don't want to.
I mean, maybe I'm just being positive, but I think if he knew where we were shacked up, then he probably would have arrested us already if he wanted to.
Said we're not exactly difficult to find. Me in particular, that I'm not exactly difficult to find.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at you.
I mean this in all due respect, Sabbast, but I mean, look at you.
I mean, look at
Yeah.
all of us.
Look at all of us. Like,
Yes, I'm very tall.
Shit.
We're not
Yeah.
like other girls.
insert song. I want to be like other girls. No. Anyway.
Naya, what do you want to do?
He's a very connected man. And he's been places that aren't here. He might know how to fix this, and at this point, I'll try anything.
I'll go pack some bags for all of us then.
Don't forget
Makes
your
any
chocolates.
difference. Yeah, get the chocolates, Nim. I know you like those.
Yeah.
If it makes any difference, he didn't seem to know that the thing he sent you after was dead already.
I think that Hawk's the one that fought, so I don't think he even really saw what it was. Then
I
it
don't
questions whether Hawk
think-
told him.
We should mention that yet. Best not start
won't-
cultivating suspicion while we're still kind of
Yeah.
under the thumb.
I think I'll
Let's
kind of
go.
wrap that blanket around my shoulders. And I hope you don't mind that I borrow this.
You can even keep it if you want. My
Well, I wouldn't dream
aunt
of
made
it.
it. She's a very good, talented fabric maker and weaver. So she made that one very nicely.
Can she crochet like a tuxedo sweater?
Oh, hell
I'm so
yeah.
sorry.
Nimwyn,
It's
as
got
she's
multiple
saying that,
businesses.
Nimwyn just like puts the entire sugar bowl into the pack that she's packing, and then rolls up some sheets or whatever. But you can keep that one. That's fine.
Dorian's gonna like sweep all of the books unceremoniously into like a backpack of sorts and like throw it on his bag, and then he's gonna pick up Morty and he's gonna slip out before everybody else, and he's gonna hold the bird and just be like, "This is him. Don't double cross him. You hear me?"
Picture Morty being like, ah!
He's there just like
Ah.
ah,
Like the peanut butter baby.
ah. Like that's all he's doing.
The figure has stepped away from the doorway and is standing around the corner from the rest of the house, which you notice had been quite dark upon your arrival, those of you that were paying attention. Now there is light coming from several of the windows. You have exited, Naya. You and Sabbast recognize Silverman. He is underneath the cloak, wearing flannel pajamas, and is barefoot. You have never seen Silverman's bare feet, but it looks like he left his house in quite a hurry.
Respect.
He sees you, and you, the insightful ones of you, can see that he is somewhat torn between a sense of urgency, a sense of decorum, and wanting to try and give you some manner of comfort. And he settles for saying, I'm sorry about Edmund. I mean, I am sorry.
I'm going to fix this.
Perhaps I can help. But right now, I'm probably very few steps ahead of the High Constable right now. He had to be summoned. I ran as quickly as I could. I've had my share of investigating bloody scenes, and he will come to the same conclusion that I did. That whatever killed your brother came from inside of a room that only had 4 occupants. High Constable is not a man given to correcting and rehabilitating. Someone is going to hang for this. At least the way that things stand now. I don't have time to smooth things over. I don't have time to help. I need that time. And if any of you are here, there's no hiding in this small town. If any of you are here, you will be blamed, and these hot-headed villagers will kill you. So, I mean to smuggle you out of town. Mr. Hawk is already in motion. And I would like to explain more, but we will have to explain as we go, because unfortunately some time was wasted on posturing moments ago. He darts his eyes towards Dorian.
The only response back is more you just going, "Ah," like doing one of those low crow sounds.
That does
Nimwyn
not sound
goes
healthy.
over and holds Dorian's hand and goes, "You are very strong and intimidating. I'm so glad you answered the door first."
I'm just liking this picture because she's so much taller that it's like a kid. Like, here's one hand and then here's Morty.
You're so
Just like
cute.
standing there like this.
I genuinely love Nimwyn for literally never knowing what her next move is. Because you could not have told me that she was just gonna hold her friend's hand and be like,
Cool.
Like,
This is my scary, tough friend who'll do anything for me.
And I'll look to Silverman and go, I agree. We need to get out of. To my friend's credit, he does not know you, and I had a night. I appreciate.
I'm sure you did. And everything that I plan to do for the rest of the evening is to make sure that you get another. Now, hurry, follow me. Stay out of the light. Do you have everything you need? Do you have...
Yeah, yes, I packed the sugar bowl. Don't worry.
He's good at packing just seasons.
Wait.
Right.
right now?
Yes, now. Oh, well, I can't make you come, but... Well, it's fairly well established where
I've
the
got
4 of you...
family.
Yes, and the High Constable knows where they are. He'll be going there next looking for you.
He's not gonna fucking touch him. If
They-
you're gonna do one thing, it's that.
They weren't in that room. I don't think they are suspects. You, on the other hand... Well... Mr. Hawk is waiting. I'm going.
Naya's gonna close her eyes real quick and just take a really deep breath and summon her blade. Lead the way.
First, do you have a cloak? A coat? Anything of yours that you've been seen wearing before?
I have no money. This is what I got.
Are we trying to look less suspicious? Because we could cover her in a blanket.
This
He
girl's got one outfit.
he takes his nightshirt, begins furiously unbuttoning it, and says, "Give me yours quickly. I know it won't fit. Don't worry, it's not important."
Sir, this is the Chili's.
He finishes his quickly and hands it to you and turns his
Just
eyes
drunk girl in
slightly
the
aside.
bathroom behavior.
Oh, I thought we were trading shirts, and I'm like, this is a dress, sir. I'm not getting naked in the street.
Oh, he
No.
says,
Hmm.
"I had hoped to leave something of a trail of evidence going in an opposite direction. I need something of yours. And sadly, you did not dress for the weather."
I'll take off the little over the black like half sleeve button thing that she wears. I drew it.
Not
I
the
own it. I don't know what it's
pashmina.
called. Yeah. And I'll
Oh, the
take it off
your
and give
bolero?
it. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. I bought
Your
it off
Afghan?
Amazon.
Yeah,
Sure.
your ascot. No.
And I'll hand it to him. And I'm like, you said you need something of mine.
Says, "It's a start.
God.
Hold still." He reaches out and he takes your the edge of your he takes the edge of your sleeve and rips part of it away in a couple of quick movements, and starts in his hands tearing it into smaller pieces. Says, "Right, now, come with me." And he takes off at a surprising clip, and then somewhat remembers that he has people following him and starts moving a little slower. When he
Me
took
driving with people behind me.
yeah, pretty much. Continuing to defy expectations of a nobleman, taking off the shirt, his chest and abdomen were just as beat the hell up as his broken nose and scarred face. And other than the High Constable, who takes much personal pride in his constitution and his physical stamina, you haven't seen a noble person of any stature move like that. But he tears towards the wall that he jumped over and sits ready to assist y'all over the wall, anyone that needs it.
I'm short. Give me a hand.
Yep.
Wait. Oh, I'm stupid. I don't know that I can levitate yet. Continue.
Wait, don't you have something being an air genasi? Can't you do something? Or is
Oh
that
wait,
at a
then yeah, I
certain-
could do that all the time. I'll be a
Yeah.
floating baby. So actually, I'm just gonna float up over the wall. I got one trick that I knew I could do.
I don't know how those of us who are not very strong are gonna do this, but I'm very dexterous.
Okay.
Oh.
There's not so much an issue of the wall is mostly built to keep the riffraff out. If you're very determined, it's not difficult to scale, especially not with a reasonably strong man of reasonable height trying to help you over it. So some of
You can also climb on my shoulders if you want, and I can just go like that.
Yeah, no, when Silverman offers to help, Dorian is gonna be like, "Oh, thank God!" He's gonna pass Morty off to the man so that he can climb up the wall himself, and then he's just gonna reach down and pick the bird up and take him with him.
Be very careful, Morty bites.
You look down and it's just this bird that's just like.
It also flies, doesn't it?
Yes, but he's also a very special
trying-
bird.
If we're trying to not get seen, isn't it better if he's not flying around? Considering the 3-eye situation?
It's a really good point, Dorian. You're very smart.
It's not the weirdest thing that's here in town. We're not
Yeah,
even the
but-
weirdest things leaving it.
No, but apparently we seem pretty weird if we're so easy to find.
Oh
You
yeah, I
see
didn't say that
Jasper
dethrones us.
doing the mental cost-benefit analysis of having this argument and wasting this time, and
I
instead
think we're gonna say the mental argument of keeping Dorian around.
Surely he's the strange one. He's the weak link.
You're the weakest link.
just as a quick little side note for any RPG nuts out there, I have 2 clocks running right now, a la Blades in the Dark, and we are racing them against one another to see what happens next.
Cool. Everybody just run.
I put my hands like this and I go, Mr. Jasper, would you like a lift up too?
He accepts your help.
I pop him over.
He's heavier than he looks, but gives you a lot of
I'm
help in getting
big.
himself over.
Who's the guidance for? Somebody purchased a guidance. Does
Oh,
anybody have a guidance?
Oh, yummy.
There was a guidance for Naya earlier. I know.
Oh,
There's
okay.
one prismatic lightning just bought, but it doesn't say for who.
Well, we're full up right now, so with
Yeah.
that one earlier. So either way, we're good.
Okay.
All
Wasn't
right.
sure if anybody
Okay.
was missing one.
I would like, and this would be a good time to use them then. Everyone needs to make a stealth check as you move throughout the city. Now,
Yeah, I think
everyone
I'll-
already has advantage
Stealth is good.
because
We have advantage.
if you are following Jasper, you have advantage. If you are moving where he moves, choosing
Oh,
the
that
shadows. Oh,
Oh, sorry.
your leather blister.
Yeah, it's a blister that popped itself open in a hammer.
Ugh.
Ow! Ugh! Ouchie.
Can I use guidance on this roll?
Yes.
Okay, good.
It's only
said-
saves
wait,
and
did you
attack
say-
rolls that you can't.
Did you say we're rolling with advantage, or did I just make that up?
No, you may have advantage if you are moving like Jasper moves and going where Jasper goes. If you tell me you're
Yeah.
not, you don't.
I am, and I rolled okay, especially with a +4, but I'm going to add a guidance to it because I never remember to do that.
I got a 15 with my guidance.
Okie dokie.
21.
Oh,
Very nice.
Ooh.
the sneakiest
okay.
big lady.
I am tall, but I am
Hey.
quiet.
An 11 plus an 8 because it was a 4 on the
Jeez.
D4 and a +4 for my stealth, so that's 19.
Very
Right.
nice.
15.
Is that a pure curiosity?
Excellent.
Morty just rolled a 17 straight. What the frick?
Good for Morty.
As you guys are moving about the alleys and by streets of the village, Jasper vanishes from your sight here or there, but he never gets terribly far ahead. You're always able to follow the person in front of you. And Jasper waits continually and occasionally stops for a small group to pass. You notice that the clanging of the bells has awoken much of the town, and though it is past midnight, very early in the morning, cold is coming down off of the mountains, there are people in the streets now, moving about and gossiping one to another, and small batches of guards, occasionally accompanied by a constable, move about with torches. As you go, Jasper speaks in little snippets, mostly to Naya, as he waits the rest of you. It sounds like you accomplished your mission. That's good. Afraid I don't have anything to pay you with, because this was all quite sudden. I don't have all of my resources with me. I hope you'll forgive that. When you return, I can make it up to you. For now,
I have no use for money right now. Just give it to my parents. They're going to need it.
I can do that.
And when can we return?
When we reach the cart, I have a way to communicate with you. I will let you know as soon as it is safe to return. I need time. Time to fix this situation in more ways than one. Emotions are going to be high. Things are going to run hot. People are not going to be thinking logically. Not for some time. But money talks, especially here, especially to the gentry and especially to the chatelaines. They have power, they have reputation, but they are, I am told, short of funds. Something they would very much like to rectify, even if it is by getting in my good graces. It is a war I have been fighting since I have arrived. This may give me the motivation to loosen my pockets a little in that regard. Nevertheless, I think it is
Nimwyn
something we
raises
can
her
do.
hand.
As we're running.
Yeah.
She's in the
Yes.
back. She's just.
Yes? What?
Just wondering if when you do all the other things, if you could ask Miss Eleanor about what we have to do with the flowers.
What? Who?
Miss
The healer,
Eleanor.
Eleanor. She's been helping us. She's been helping Nim.
We were in the middle of something with her, and now I'm afraid I won't get to see her. And then perhaps if I can't see her, she can't help me make a new medicine.
Look, she's not hard to find.
I'll
Just ask around Heart's Hearth.
find out who that is. And yet, we have more important things to deal with right now. Not the least of which is Edmund. This is a strange world with strange powers, none of which I can call upon, but I may call upon the people that use them. There is someone, or someone's, that is a group. I don't like them. I would rather not work with them, but I do know that they have rectified situations such as this in the past on their own. They have been after me for some time to receive my assistance. I think this could be a condition of a relationship with them. They will have to travel. I will have to reach out to them, but it should be doable. It may not be pretty, but it will be doable. In the meantime, I will let you know as soon as it's done. I will let you know so many things. But we need to get you out. I'm invested in you, child, in more ways than one, and I don't like to lose my investments. Now,
Actually, what are we supposed to do, though? They tell you left and right that it's not safe beyond the walls, and it's already night. I mean, what are we just gonna hide under hay in a cot? Like,
I'm leaving those particular details to Mr. Hawk, who we will meet shortly. He has more experience out there than I do. Do you have anywhere to go? Is there anyone you know? Is there any place that you would feel safe? Right. Well, there's a town. Not a terribly inviting one by the way that I understand it, but something tells me that, and he looks over to Sabbast, says, they might have a fondness for you. It's called Bleakhaven. It's west of here. Follow the road. When you're not avoiding it, anyway. Past the moors, a few days' journey. You can persuade them to let you in. You will be safe there. At least until I can contact you. I have an acquaintance there. Goes by Fletch. Not terribly well known, but someone will know him. Reach out to him. He will be able to tell you more. As he is saying this, you come upon a loaded cart in a back alley. Mr. Hawk, a silhouette all of you recognize and a face that others of you do, is sitting atop of the cart. The enormous greatsword he normally wears, barely visible, tucked underneath the large cushion that he is sitting on. He is sitting hunched and wearing a cloak as well, much like his master, trying for all the world to disguise the fact that he is Mr. Hawk, in spite of his 6'5" frame. He looks to you and gives a silent nod. Jasper says, right. Everyone into the cot. It's going to drive you towards the Western Gate, a place I believe you're all familiar with. You need to keep your heads down. Stay covered. Don't stop, don't make eye contact, don't make any unnecessary noise until you are outside the gate. Listen to Mr. Hawk. His job for the evening, and he's turning to look at Mr. Hawk as he says this, is to make sure that you all escape unharmed, unmolested. He pauses for a second, looks back. The sound of the bells has stopped. I regret that I didn't have the time to get to know any of you more. I felt like we were at the start of a beautiful and mutually beneficial relationship, and to be quite honest, I was planning to reach out to the mysterious shack-dwelling duo in the next several days with a little project, which I'm afraid will have to wait. But I'm not sure what happened in that room. I'm not going to ask what happened in that room. It's better that I don't know. But what I know of Naya's character, if she has placed her faith in the three of you, then you're worth preserving. So, we will talk soon. I wish you the best. Take care of yourselves and each other. Don't die. He fishes around in the cart and comes up with a small, like a moleskin notebook. And he hands it to Naya. It says, anything written in its pages appears in a similar book back at my house. Communication may not be instantaneous, but I will receive the message. I'll contact you soon with more. Taking your shawl under his arm and the bits of fabric in his hand, he runs over to a nearby building that is somewhat shoddily constructed and has an exposed nail, and impales a piece of your sleeve on it. Looks both ways, and takes off into the night.
I think before he took off, after he hands me the notebook and explains it, she's probably just gonna give him a big ol' hug. Like, and just thank you. She's probably a lot shorter than if she's down over here.
Says, save your thanks for when it's worked. I'll expect it on the first page of that notebook. And don't worry about your family. Don't worry.
I'll try.
Then he's off.
Do you let me help you into the cart? And I kind of have like my hands around yours as I guide you over there.
I just picture that Nimwyn is just chucking all of us in the back.
Hey guys, Sabbast!
The cart is partially filled with hay, and then it has several barrels and a large box that are carefully arranged on the perimeter of the cart in a rather nonsensical fashion, but so that there is kind of a blind spot in the middle, large enough for all of you to fit if you squeeze tight together. Mr. Hawk is adjusting the reins within his hands and looks back to all of you. Be ready. We're going fast.
I'm gonna lay down in the cart and take one of the blankets, and whoever wants to join me may, but I'm just gonna lay flat in the cart and cover myself with a blanket.
Yeah, I think it's a rest time, baby.
You guys get back there. Hawk lashes the reins with an audible crack. And so much as the two horses attached to it can run, carrying the weight, they peel off into the night. Your heads are down, faces are covered. You can't see what's going on, but it's not long before you hear shouts of outrage as people are pushed off of the roads, diving away from the peril of a charging cart down the post-midnight streets. You hear Hawk shout behind him to you. Hang tight! After several minutes. And there is a incredible lurch to the cart. A loud crashing and crunching noise. Need everybody to quickly make... You're all really prone. A dexterity saving throw at disadvantage.
Dex pretty good.
Actually, you know what? Let's save the dex. Let's save the disadvantage because you were warned that it was coming at the very least. You have inspiration if you need it. No guidance for this one though.
17.
Ooh! That's the second natural 20 on my new dice.
Ooh.
I got a natural 22, so I got
Lucky.
23.
Oh, by the way, who used their guidance recently? I didn't mark it off.
I did.
I did.
I did.
Okay, everybody but Crash.
Can I use inspiration?
You absolutely can.
Yeah. That's marginally better. A 12?
It's not a high DC, but it's an important one.
Better than a
You-
9.
Yes,
Since we
and-
had 2 natural 20s on this, could we like grab her if we notice that she can't be
Yeah.
heard?
we can flavor it that way. You barely are succeeding.
Of course.
You
Barely succeeding is my MO, baby.
much of the hay flies off of the cart, and several of the box and a couple of the barrels fall off of it as well. And it kind of gives Dorian a clear view behind you. You hear shouts, the bells have started up again. You look back, and it looks as though y'all may have crashed into and through the gate you came through this morning.
Good.
Okay, Hawk. Tokyo Drift.
He's just trying to get the highest score in Grand Theft Auto. No.
Good for him.
His
Did I just
wanted
try
level
to
has
drive
increased.
normal?
Yeah.
I dare that lady to say something this time.
She didn't even see it. Her helmet's on backwards.
How
Yeah.
much she can't
True.
see.
She's got the morning shift. She's long gone.
Oh, that's why the helmet's on backwards. Then it's the morning shift.
Yeah.
I just picture she hears
yeah.
a crash and got the helmet on backwards. It's just like, what?
Yeah.
Hawk turns back to you and says, "Everyone in there?"
Yeah.
Present.
Good.
Ah. That's all that you get out of the
Yeah.
Dorian is just the bird. Still
Is-
swaddled like a baby.
Wait, I'm gonna check and see if Mantis is still on me.
Oh God!
Where's my Mantis?
Time for a new one. No, I'm kidding.
Is she there?
I'll leave that to you. Do you want to roll something?
I don't know. Like she was attached to like my little flower in my hair.
Okay.
She got those little hook
Are you
legs.
laying face up or face down in the cart?
I was
She
gonna
was
say she
squished.
was laying on her back.
Okay. You're
I mean, it's in like the side, but
you
The
know,
absolute look of sheer fear.
because you could have done one of those numbers.
Mantis
I'll
is
roll
a
something.
Smart bug.
I'll roll
She would have
something.
moved.
motherfuck.
Yeah,
Also, thank
yeah.
you for the guidances, Dabs.
Mantis was warned as much as the rest of you. She repositioned.
Okay.
speaks
God.
common.
Y'all kind of, after that lurch, just clasp two hands over wherever she is.
She's
Why?
doing like the
Safety
video game.
dome.
Why do I
Doing like the
even...
video game idol, like the
Yep.
she's
Or
ready.
the Mortal Kombat, like, white guy thing where you're just like,
Yeah.
It's great. I don't need to distress y'all at all. Y'all distress yourselves.
I know, that's my baby.
Hawk
One of many, but
turns
my
and
baby.
says, well, if anyone knew you got in the cart, now they know you've escaped. If they know you've escaped, you're as good as dead. You don't chase anyone into Blackridge. Lucky us, living next to our own death sentence.
I just have to tell you, this isn't to be mean, but it's really good that this is your job and not like motivational speaker. I just have to tell you that.
Yeah, Sabbast, from where she's still, like, laying on her back, she'll kind of lean over to Dorian and be like, yeah, he's real chipper.
I
You
can-
don't
I can
have a
believe
very
so.
soothing voice, though.
He responds to your, I suppose, positive comment about his occupation with a contemplative grunt, perhaps of affirmation.
Thanks for coming to his TED Talk.
Yeah.
He drives the cart farther down the road at its current pace for a while, and then it begins to allow it to slow. Reaches down and pulls out an unnecessarily long pipe. It's not the Gondolf pipe that goes out, it just goes down, and down about as far as Tucker's beard for anybody who has met Tucker. It's just a
Nice.
long, low pipe to where he can basically sit his hand in his lap and be holding the pipe.
Mhm.
He takes a
Can't hit
few
with the
puffs on
sticks.
it, he leans back, and though, even after saying that this was an incredibly dangerous place, that people would be considering you as good as dead, and for good reason, now he seems relaxed. Leans back on the cart, puts a foot up on a plank in front of him, says, Bleakhaven, then? There are worse places. Been there once. I'll watch you through the evening.
Dorian's gonna gently lean over to Neb and be like, I really thought that pause meant he was ending the story there.
Yeah, he takes a long time to say very few words.
Just have to remember that so we don't cut him off.
It's making me sleepy.
What?
I'm so
He's gonna talk a
tired.
little louder at this point. Just, why don't all of you fall asleep? I can stay up and help watch. I don't have much juice left, but I don't need as much sleep as all of you, so.
Sleep
Nimwyn-
sounds nice.
Nimwyn just curls over amongst the rest of you and
Dorian's
Jeez.
gonna like tuck Morty in with you, almost like he's a stuffed animal or a pillow, and just gonna. There we go.
don't peck my face, please, Morty.
I think he's warming up to you. I really do.
I'm gonna stay up for a bit if that's all.
Whatever you need to do.
Just not tired.
Naya's probably gonna cuddle up with Nim and Morty.
Somebody else heard that, right?
Too fucking
Yeah. Goodness.
Fast and furious up in here.
That's the wagon. Be
Yeah.
respectful.
It's about family.
Hawk
It's about faith.
Hawk turns his head over his shoulder.
love that.
me.
He
I
hasn't
love
made
the
eye
meme when
contact
they
with
put
any of you
a
yet,
cat with it.
but says, should all stay up. Get used to sleeping during the day. You're safer then.
That's what I do.
Be fully
You
honest,
need your
sir,
wits
we're all
about you at night.
We'll work on that tomorrow night, but for right now, we're all pretty tapped after that little fiasco, what they needed to hunt. So I think if we want to actually be useful at any point, we kind of need to do some tons of sleeping here.
Bless you.
God bless you.
Bless you, Naya. Sleep well.
I love all of you so much.
Hawk shakes his head. Says, just advice. Don't have to take it. I'll keep you going a couple more hours. Lord Lowe is not safe without me. Can't be spared all the way to Bleakhaven. But if you're resting, rest now. He reaches under the cushion he's sitting on, pulls out the greatsword, and sets it like a shotgun at his side. Says, turns and looks at Sabbast, who, for some reason, Sabbast, you gather he thinks of you as the capable one or the responsible one, maybe the leader, you're not sure. Anyway, in his estimation, you're the one to talk to if he expects anyone to listen.
Okay, now that much is fair.
Says, you're gonna be outside. No fire. Little light as you can stand. Bring some in.
Sure.
You can help it. Don't sleep on the ground. They know it when you do.
I've heard it before, don't worry.
Up in trees is best, if you can stand it.
Heard
Careful
that
with
too.
caves. If you can't see the back, skip it. Here. He reaches into a pouch at his belt, and he produces 2 items and hands them both to you.
Buttons.
2 whole buttons.
One of them is a rectangular, flat, shallow, pure white stone. The other is a heavy brass whistle with the words Sikkim inscribed into it. And it's hanging on a leather cord. It says, Lord Lowe says you're coming back. So I expect you to return these to me. You can borrow them. They're,
What are these?
magic.
Didn't take you for the magic type, but is that all I get?
You want a parade?
What kind of question is that?
Of course I want a goddamn parade.
Yeah! She'll hold up the whistle. Look, I'll at least have enough sparks in me to know what this is. Or what's this one? She'll hold up the stone.
Whetstone.
That's it? Regular whetstone.
Drugs. Magic one.
All right. Well then,
You're
are
right.
these just party favors?
Not the magic type.
I am. Just different.
When you bring him back, you can tell me all about him then.
Dorian's gonna gently tap Sabbast's shoulder and be
Okay.
like, I can
God.
today. Yeah. Hi, how are you?
Christ.
Remember earlier today when I said it takes some time, but I can figure out what things are? I could do that for either of those if you want me to.
Lately, got him. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great.
Grab one of them to start. I'll just sit
Yeah.
and ritually cast twice.
I'll hand the stone to you first.
Give me the drugs. No. But
It's
yeah,
a kilo.
I'll-
It's just a kilo.
yeah, it's just a brick.
It's technically magic.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll start ritually casting Identify because that's the only way I can cast it.
All right.
Ooh.
We'll come back from the break with what these items do. In the
Ooh.
meantime, during the break, you guys will all be able to click that long rest button.
Yes.
Yes.
Wee.
Mr. Hawk
Because I
is going
was
to
almost out of spell slots, baby.
Mr. Hawk is going to watch after you until after sunrise. Dorian, you're going to be awake for more of this than others. You will notice Hawk throughout the evening until the sun comes up. Will occasionally be, as he's smoking his pipe, set the pipe down, look in a particular direction that varies from time to time, very focused, resignedly stand and lift the great sword aloft above his head. He will stay there for 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and then he will sit back down and rest, cross his arms, look around, or smoke his pipe at various times. Whatever this peculiar ritual he is enacting does, whatever effect it might have, you can only guess. But, nevertheless, the sun rises. You assume. You can't see it. But the blacks of Blackreach turn to gray. A little bit of the color spectrum is returned to the world around you. That is where we will take our break.
Woohoo!
So, we're gonna do our normal break stuff. We're gonna show you some cool arts and a single meme and some cosplays and cool stuff. Things that I really need to be updating next time I get to sit down for a week. Little ad for this campaign and then some chill music. And we will be back to you guys in... what time is it now? Let's try and come back at 5 after the hour. And we will see you guys soon.
If you want to contribute fan art, hashtag MMG art or tag one of us and we'll see it.
Or
Yeah.
put it
Oh,
in
yeah.
the Discord.
Love it when they put it in the Discord. It's really easy for me to find. Thank you guys. All right, we'll be back shortly.
Cool.
All right.
blood all over her face and her bones are coming out, and I'm just like,
Awesome, cool. Yeah.
Really good.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back!
Everyone enjoy
Hello.
Crash's cool white office chair for a moment.
Yeah.
I will... Bless you. I'm
Bless
glad you
you,
tried to
man.
cover with the arm that wasn't in the sling this time. That's a better call.
I did do that last time.
Yeah.
That's true.
Real quick, as we're stalling for her to get back here, Sophie sent me a message at 7 p.m., right at start time, because why would she send it even 2 minutes sooner so I could read it before the stream? Telling me something that I only half read during the break about a Twitch Spotlight Award or something. I haven't read very much into it, but she said that it's something for smaller channels, less than 1,000 followers, that Twitch likes to highlight or try and help people poke their heads above the morass of small creators out there, and you can nominate channels. And if you are interested in nominating our channel, go to our Discord. There is a link to the Twitter post about it in the announcements channel. You go to the Twitter link, you click the link in the tweets, and you could nominate us if you want. I don't know much about it. I don't know how badly I want to be nominated because I don't know much about the thing. But I will do some research and maybe have more answers about that come Wednesday, since I didn't find out about it until the middle of the stream right now. Thanks, Soph. But it'd be cool to win something. Winning stuff's cool. It's nice.
Just like you can win on our stretch goals.
Hey.
The link isn't showing
Bow,
up.
bow, bow.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that, or
Can anyone...
Oh, Dabs says he already nominated us an hour ago. Thanks, Dabs.
Are you why Sophie knows about it at all? Or no, probably not, because she messaged me about it at 7 and an hour ago is 8. Bless you.
I don't know what my deal
Bless
is.
you.
Ori say bless you.
Appreciate you guys.
Oh, really?
I don't know about this stuff. It's probably a thing that good Twitch creators know about and want to be a part of, and I'm just underinformed. Right. So let's change the music again.
You're so sleepy.
I like seeing the chat react to the music because, fun little behind the scenes fact, we can't hear the music.
Yeah.
No, we can't.
So, like, I was getting all into my sad moment for Nimwyn at the top of the episode, and someone's like, this music's too happy. She's so sad.
Then this music will haunt me for life.
I let everyone pick their own personal themes, which I play during the flashbacks, and Nimwyn's is just happy.
It is a happy song
And
for
then it
a
gets
sad
dark.
moment.
And then it gets happy again, then it gets dark. It is interesting. Could someone send a link to the chat? Someone else please do that. It is on my phone, and doing things with my phone on stream is problematic.
Is it in our Discord? Can I link the Discord?
Yeah, but I mean, Icy's in the Discord. She says she didn't see it.
Oh, well, let me look then. Hang tight, everybody.
I would help
IT
look,
Maddie
but
to the rescue.
I have sleepy potato in hand. I can't.
Let's see.
I have one hand.
Oh, I have an idea of how I can do it.
So, in the community Discord, it says, I do not have permission to view the message history of announcements.
Message
And
history.
if that's where it was posted, I can't see it, and I'm assuming nobody else can either.
I will have to look into that. That is, I have permissions in that Discord, but I did not set that Discord up. So I will have
But what I can do...
There you go. There it is. I found it. I pulled up
Haha.
things.
Yay!
Hell yeah.
Kind of work around. All right. So, your first rest
What's she
outside of Heart's End. Your second morning outside of Heart's End. And your first long rest since you
We are not
fought
doing ratty
and
ASMR again.
played in this campaign. As soon as he is sure that you are all rested and ready to begin your day, and make the most of whatever this day has to offer, and spend as little time as possible outside of the safety of a town in Blackreach, Mr. Hawk helps you all get your things, gather them down. He also opens up some of the provisions that were not discarded in crashing through the gate. And he has a small sampling of torches, of rope, of rations, a couple of spare water skins. If any of you need any of those things, he has kind of the bare necessities, some bedrolls, a blanket. Nothing too adventurous, but just practical creature comforts.
Just making sure I got my hempen rope because everyone needs that.
Yeah. Very
So
important
true.
to have your adventuring rope.
Honestly, Nimwyn will take any extras and shove them in her bag.
Okay.
I think I'll take a couple rations.
Okay. I'd say of the things that did not jump off the cart, he had 20 rations. 5 can go on Naya's sheet, 15 can go on Nim's.
Oh, okay, that's a way to get down.
May or may not do this afterwards. Hard with one hand.
It's alright. Hawk doesn't make a big habit of looking anyone in the eye, you've noticed. But he kind of casts his eyes over the 4 of you, just to satisfy himself that you look. You imagine his definition of ready is pretty strict, but not unprepared.
Morty's untied up now, and when he notices that Hawk's trying not to look at anybody, this raven particularly is just going like trying to catch his eyes and stare him down.
Can I do an insight check to try and catch him sizing us up?
Sure.
I was gonna ask, can I do a general perception all around? Like, I feel like he's left us in a safe spot, but just to be sure.
Yeah, you can.
I
you
got
can look around.
I got a dirty 20 on my insight check.
Dirty 20. I mean, you are certain not only that he is sizing you up, but with the 20, I'd say Mr. Hawk seems pretty unbothered by the situation, by the environment, and frankly, and perhaps somewhat disconcertingly, unlike his employer, not necessarily concerned with your well-being or whether you come out of this comfortable or in one piece.
Nimwyn doesn't like that. and she looks back at him until she catches his eyes and goes, I grew up in the Ebonwoods, and I didn't realize that was a scary thing until I started telling people outside the Ebonwoods that I grew up in the Ebonwoods. So I'll be making sure that everyone survives just fine. I know you're not worried though, right?
He gives you yet another deeper than Rob's voice comfortably goes grunt of affirmation.
Right. Thank you for getting us here.
Oh,
Crash, you're muted.
You're muted in Discord this time.
On Discord, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There's the combination that works.
Okay. We got there. I was saying he's doing the verbal equivalent of like thumbs up reacting a text message.
Mm-hmm.
Or what John
Like not a
does,
whole
just
lot there.
John just messaging lol to us.
Yes, yeah.
It's like, I have
always
I have
get-
received your message and did not feel the
When
need to
someone
respond.
looks at you and goes kind
I've
of like,
gotten the lol so many times back and been like, okay, that's the end of the conversation. Then 5 minutes later, I get another message and I'm
Okay.
like, oh, okay, here we go.
Ah.
I gotta
Yeah.
talk.
He just doesn't want to leave you on red, you know? That's
Yeah.
that's about like what Hawk is doing now. Ah. Right. Well. He kind of leans over the board in the cart that he had propped his feet up on yesterday as he's turning the cart around and points west. Bleakhaven that way. Good luck. And he looks to Sabbast. And he looks to your pact where he watched you stuff his things, the whetstone and the whistle. And you think for a second something resembling an emotion comes out of him. Like he wasn't actually too excited about leaving those things behind and would miss them. But then with a shrug of one shoulder and a quick snap of the reins, he is off towards town once again. leaving you, as Dorian noted as he looked around, in a relatively flat part of Blackreach. North of town are these little hills, and changing into foothills as you go further to the east. West, Dorian, you know, and Nimwyn, you know, you're heading towards the moors. You can see a pretty good distance in all directions here, at least for now. Blackreach, compared to the Ebonwood, certainly is big, is open. Some of you might be comforted by the fact that nothing can sneak up on you. Others, perhaps wiser ones, may be worried that things can see you as well. You are truly left to your own devices with no NPCs for me to roleplay now, so what do you want to do?
Oh, time to fuck shit up, babies. Let's go.
Oh boy, oh boy,
Who
oh
wants to have a
boy.
sleepover? Like, yes.
I got a 1 on that perception, so I'm not doing great.
Let's.
Nim takes a little bit of a lead just because she has passed through these areas before. And because we're all kind of in a little bit of a solemn mood, she's gonna do what she used to do with her tribe and just fake it till you make it. And she's gonna smile and she's gonna pull out her big staff so she can walk with it like a walking stick. She's gonna go, "This is the right way, everyone, don't worry. I've been through here before. And when we get there, we'll find a really nice place to stay together." And she's just gonna start walking.
Do you know how far we're going? How long it's going to take us to get there?
Well, sort
About
of.
a day and a give or take.
Yes.
I never left my hometown, so I never.
Me neither. We'll
I
be
think
figuring it
Naya
out.
take some time to just look around and take in the fact that, like, this is the first time she's not home. And she'll kind of busy herself summoning and unsummoning her short sword, being like, kinda cool and it doesn't hurt anybody. But, you know, passes it off as like fidgeting, but definitely to try to have a sense of security of like, I have something if something happens.
As we're walking, Sabbast isn't going to be super vocal, but she'll be using mold earth to take some of the sand from in front of where they're walking and just slightly pot it and pat it down so that they have a bit more solid space to walk.
Because I rolled so bad on that perception check. Dorian's got a book out, and he's like flipping through the pages like a madman, and he's like, Naya, Nim, look, I found this last night before your guys showed up. So when we get to the other place, we can fix what happened with your brother if the other guys can't do it. Because see here, if we just get a diamond that's worth 1,000 gold pieces, and then figure out some big magic, we could probably do something.
I don't have money. I've never seen money.
I have some, but
maybe we
not
can
nearly that much.
What
maybe
can we get for
barter.
10 gold? Why do I have 10 gold? That's a lot.
I think for 10 gold, we could probably get an old lady to sneeze some glitter on us.
Fine.
Pretty good.
But maybe we could make some money when we get there. Maybe
My mom
like
says I sing well. I could sing to some people.
Yes.
And without the little head.
yes. And my mum says that in some towns there are work boards, and we could go and find work. I've never done work before like that. I always just like help out, but actual work would be interesting.
I've
Naya,
only
you
done
really-
work in my life.
If you really want to try to sing, Naya, we can always put like a tiny little top hat, a mantis, and Morty, and they could be like your backup dancers.
Oh yes,
Do you have top hats for them?
we could make
No, but
some.
I'm good at arts and crafts.
Yes, we'd be on arts and crafts too.
I don't know if I can tell her to do that, really.
Like
Do
the
you think
little
She's
you
kids
not
could
like-
wear one?
Morty,
just made for just, you know,
she keeps it on.
try.
I
She's-
just
We'll try.
picture this man just being like, no!
Just like this.
Yeah, because it's just a bug. She's not that magic. It's just like going up to a regular grasshopper and being like, why isn't it working? I made that for you.
I made it for you!
I'm
Anyone who gets
God.
that reference, I love you.
really quick. I want to using one of my Furbolg traits, which
Ooh.
I've used before on Mantis to no avail. I have the speech of beast and leaf, where I can communicate with
Ooh.
beasts and plants, and have advantage on charisma checks to influence them. And I'm just gonna like
Oh.
scooch over next to Sabbast and look at Mantis on your shoulder and be like, if you go like this, it's like dancing. And see if Mantis will respond and dance with me.
All I'm imagining is Scyther casting Cut.
True.
Just, it's like this, and it's if you do it to music, it's like dancing.
Yeah, I'll just kind of like look at Mantis.
Yes!
Could we go them up high or down low? Yes. You're very talented. Well done.
Rob is at the peak of roleplay right now.
My favorite thing in my home games
Rob
is
is
if I
like,
can
as long as
communicate
you
with
don't make me
animals
give
to
this a
get
voice.
DMs to do. See, that's the trick with speech of beast and leaf. I don't understand them. I can just communicate, and they can understand me. But I
Okay.
do love making DMs play as animals. So
Yes.
I did a one shot in the first hour. I was just a bear, like with a very roleplay sort of like one shot. But I'm just like,
yes.
With a bunch of people I played with before, we had a halfling child druid. So imagine how tiny. But we had a halfling child druid. She turned into a bear. So it was just this little tiny child just going like that.
Good for her.
But,
So I finished teaching Mantis some dance moves, and I'm gonna go over to Morty, and I'm gonna say, Morty, I know we're just building our friendship, but if you could dance with Mantis, that would be especially wonderful. You could go like this, or you could move your beak like this, and it would be really great.
You all watch this bird. It's like sitting on Dorian's head, and much like your brother Adam, is just kind of going like looking back and forth between the two before he starts doing like the pigeon thing.
We'll work on
that's
it.
very good.
Little
We'll
wiggles.
practice.
So we're about to have a
Yeah.
band, guys.
Yeah, you have your backup dancers, and it's going to be great.
I'll have to teach them some songs.
It's Naya singing beautifully, and then it's just like a ah and like kind of noises coming from these other two.
I'd say she's humming to herself a little bit as we're walking, and just kind of focusing on that, where it's definitely the like separating herself from what has happened sort of thing. And as we're kind of walking along. Can I, as I'm doing this, can I, like, my perception is not very good, but can I just, like, take a look around and see if, like, there's anything alive around us? Because I realize we have not done that.
I mean, I tried. It didn't really work.
Yes. You're welcome to... By the way, I want you guys to try and think of a way to use a PC's accomplice in the next half hour. As dear little Icy just bought us one, and I don't want it to go to waste.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah, I
figure it
will
out.
tell you everything that you see, and you can make a perception check if you want to know if you see more.
Okay.
Fair enough. So, out here on the moors, or not quite on the moors, but approaching them, the earth is getting softer, the earth is flat, and the shrubbery is starting to change. Behind you, you see the hills that doubtlessly contain your home. Up beyond them, rising towards the cloud-covered sky, are the snow-covered peaks of the Rhinefang Mountains, the southernmost peaks. That range is visible as you turn towards the north, much farther in the distance. It forms half of the little shell that makes up the borders of Blackreach. You see clouds obscuring their peaks, angry clouds, storming ones. Even at this distance, you can see bits of lightning coursing through them. The clouds above you are emotionless. They are sedate. They don't move, change, or show any character. The ones around the mountains do. To the north, you see forests between you and those mountains. Green leaves, needles rather, evergreens, and some deciduous trees hang on to the last yellow leaves they're going to have for the autumn. To the south, there is the Ebonwood, visible even over this distance as pretty much a black line on the horizon. West and ahead of you, even in spite of the flat terrain, you do not see your destination. What you see is a road that begins to lead itself into some marshland, barely interspersed with wilting trees and dry bits of brush and cattails. How'd your perception check go?
Oh. So I was enjoying your description. I'm sorry. That's 15. I think I'm getting a lot of 15s.
15. You see from the north clouds of smoke. Not smoke, pardon. Dust being kicked up. The drier ground before you reach this marshier land being churned by something. And whatever the something is, though it is still as yet quite distant, it is getting closer.
Does it seem like a wall of like dust, or does it seem like just an area that's moving toward?
An area, but not an insignificant one.
Okay. I didn't know if we were about to like go Mad Max with like a sandstorm.
No, not that. We're not going
Um,
full the Mummy here.
Is there anywhere possibly hide?
Out
Or is it just flat?
where you guys are, there's not a lot of hiding, unfortunately, which worked to your favor, perhaps, last night while Mr. Hawk was on watch. Although, now that you're thinking about it, Hawk's human, right? He should have had more trouble seeing last night than you did. Anyway. No, there's not a lot of places to hide. You imagine when you make it to the marshes that there will be pools and puddles you could hide beneath, bits of brush or trees that you could hide under. But where you are now, there's next to nothing.
I'll relay that to anyone. There's up ahead. Do you see that, like, cloud? Seems like it's coming toward.
Maybe.
Maybe we should head toward marsh up there. I'm assuming it's not close, but like the marsh.
It's not too. Or the with your nighttime ride, it won't be far, but you know, it's not something you're going to reach in the next 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Should we maybe just try to like walk around it?
Yeah, I'd say we burn.
Nimwyn reaches back into her memory. The King's Road, which is somewhat ironically what this path has been named, which again is stopped being cobbled very quickly after you left the town. And is actually quite overgrown. Very few people must travel this thing, but nevertheless, occasional stone markers and a relative lack of grass tells you the correct path you should be going. Would normally skirt the edge of the moors on its southern edge. Time could perhaps be saved if you wish to depart from the road. Go across the moors. Maybe save yourself another night out here. Mr. Lowe had recommended against that, but it is entirely up to all of you.
If we wanted to get there faster, we could go through the moors and off the road, but it's probably more dangerous. So I don't want to suggest one way or the other, but if any of you have a preference.
Well, we don't need to get anywhere fast exactly, right? Just being
Not
sent away.
exactly. Not exactly, but if we get there sooner, it's less time we spend out here.
Yeah, but I'd rather get there in one piece.
Yeah. Well, and like, this place gets weird at least, like, if we can hurry during the day, we can see, and we can know what we're looking at, and what might be looking at us.
It does. Not to slight you, Dorian, but people do go missing on this path.
Kind of
Also,
in the situation of Nim, in that my sense of danger maybe isn't quite exactly right, considering I got here through the wood and through all of this completely by myself, just with Echo around.
Also, Dorian, what were the things? The whistle and the rock.
Let me tell you about the drugs. No, I don't have the information yet, but I identified on both of them.
Copied it.
I remembered we did that during break and then forgot to talk about it.
I realized I can't click away. Like, I have it pulled up right here, but if I click away, it breaks this. So I copied it all onto my phone, and I just didn't press send. Hang on.
Okay.
It's really easy to find your new Discord icon, by the way, in my list.
Oh, because it's Icy's
It's little
drawing
angry. It's little angry
Cian.
Cian.
That still needs to be made into a little emoji for
Okay.
stream.
Ah, yes,
It
it
does.
do.
It'd be
There
perfect.
is the Whetstone of Sharpening. It is a wondrous rare item. A worn white whetstone that is usually smooth to the touch. If a creature spends 1 minute sharpening a piercing or slashing weapon with this stone, the weapon deals. Ori, calm down. The weapon deals an additional 1d4 damage of that weapon type on a hit. When the d4 rolls a 1, the weapon loses this property. So, if the whetstone is used to sharpen a new weapon, the effects instantly hinge on the previous weapon. Okay, and then we have the Hawk's Hound Collar. So this is the whistle. This brass whistle. This is just a wondrous unique. This brass whistle hangs on a leather cord and has the word Sikkim inscribed on the side. Blowing this whistle beacons Mr. Hawk's faithful companion to your side for the next 10 minutes. Goliath takes its turn in initiative after yours. He is not under your direct control and will only act to defend itself and you from harm. You may command Goliath to attack just by pointing
He's
your
loaning
fingers.
us his dog.
Nice.
Yeah, and saying
That's why-
Sikkim.
that's why he was so
Goliath
sad.
will
Yeah.
he'll dodge attacks and only take. Oh, wait, I lost where I was. And only that target until reduced to 0. So you can have him go against one target until that guy's at 0 HP.
Oh, like a Hound of Ill Omen.
Yeah, it says this whistle has 4 charges. After blowing the whistle, you must make a DC 15 animal handling check. If you fail, the whistle loses 1 charge. If the whistle is blown and with no remaining charges, Goliath does not come. The whistle regains all lost charges when held by Hawk. So once we've used 4, we don't get more back until we see him again.
Well, you may be able to
So-
use it ad infinitum if you're good at rolling animal handling checks.
I've got a plus.
And we
5.
happen to have. I also have a +5. Let's go.
Yeah.
I have
Touch it.
And if you
2
really want to
animal
No.
people.
if you really want to hang on to this item, that can be where your guidances and inspirations go, because guidance will work on an animal handling check.
Oh yeah.
I like that I'm like, oh my god, we can summon a dog. Meanwhile, I'm like, I have wild shape, you idiot. We can summon a dog at
We
any
can
time.
summon 2 dogs.
You've
now.
always been able to summon a dog.
You just gotta do it so you can get scritchies.
Dude, be cool about that shit.
Now that Dorian has identified the items, by the way, who has them?
I'll probably hold on to both.
Hmm.
He handed them to me.
That makes sense.
I think he trusted you with them specifically.
Neither of them require attunement, and you can use the whetstone on anyone's weapon, by the by.
Fun.
Even a packed weapon that disappears.
We haven't tried.
I was gonna say we got a sword and we got a dagger, and I think that's all of our sharp things.
I have a staff.
I have a scimitar.
we sharpened
But
the
that's just like a
staff.
backup.
I think
That's
I
not
technically
my main
do
method, but
have
I
That
have
will
like a
one.
work on
dagger.
anyone
I
in the
think
party's
everyone's got
weapon,
a dagger.
As long as it deals
like
piercing or
cover rope.
slashing damage, it's good.
Wait, does my boomerang do that? I gotta know.
Make the sharp boomerang.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's bludgeoning.
God damn
Aw.
it.
I'm gonna make a sharp boomerang.
My
Heard of a butterfly?
I'll
Now get
I'll
ready
do it
for
in a character. I get butterfly boomerang. No, I'll get back into
Aesthetic.
character, but Dorian's gonna be like, I think Naya, you have a sword. You want to
Yeah.
try
I
stone?
I could.
Does it work? Will it work on that thing?
I think I'll pretend I'm making a sharpening motion, but I'll, as we're walking, just sit and run it over my sword. Like, the closest thing I've probably done to this is, like, at home is, like, sharpening knives in the kitchen.
Hmm. Luckily, same principle. Although you notice the whetstones at home generally have kind of a rough side and a less rough side for the heavy duty sharpening and then fine tuning it. This thing is like, this entire rock is like buttery smooth. It is stupid to you that this is supposed to function as a whetstone.
I think I might be just shining my sword. I think I'm just making it pretty. Which it could use. It is an old sword.
Dorian's gonna gently like tap the blade with a finger because that's my dumb way of figuring out if my X-Acto blade needs to be changed.
No, I can't kill
True.
anyone else.
Yeah.
Well, it won't cut you, but you can tell.
Yeah, and he's gonna just like tap it and see if it feels any sharper or
Drop
I'm
a
sure
hair
they're
on
better.
it.
Well, it's funny
Yeah.
you say that you feel like you're just shining it, because as soon as you hit 60 seconds sharpening this sword, it does shine. It has this faint, like everything that's reflected in the blade has this faint blue glow to it.
Aesthetic?
Ooh.
Is blue like me?
It matches you so nicely.
It's my favorite color.
So
That sounds a little egotistical. The yellows are nice too.
No, but
It's good that that's your favorite color, you know?
yes.
Considering.
That's yeah. Like I
It-
think Dorian, you and I have very similar aesthetics in very different places.
I noticed, I really did, and like I noticed those two also like wear a lot of the same colors, but also
Well-
very different. No,
It's
Welly,
like
we're just talking about you behind your back. It's fine.
It's
Dorian
like
always
we
says
talked
that.
about
Listening
color
anyway.
scheme. I think we talked about color. It's like when you plan to match somebody when you're going to go to a place, but you only talked about color scheme and not style.
Yeah, but also like it's good that none of us really have the same style because now we don't have to worry about showing up to a party in the same outfit.
That's true.
Yeah.
You really are
So-
a rich boy, aren't you?
No, I really wasn't. I had no friends and I had a single mom and a bunch of animals. I really
And
didn't.
yet, here you are caring about what you're wearing to parties.
I think if
Well,
I
I would
am
like to wear something nice if we went to one. I
Why would
never
we
did.
go to a party?
They might be nice.
I mean, if there's like a nightclub or something, we could go to a party and place we're going to. I've never been to a party. I'm gonna be honest. I never got invited to the birthday parties. I don't know how these work. Aren't you supposed to beat something made out of paper with a stick and things fall out of it? Isn't that something you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
Do you think the nightclubs will have a piñata like that?
I hope
started as an
so.
orcish tradition, and they were
Probably
not
won't.
originally made of paper.
That's
Yeah, some cultures do that, but it's not really a like community thing. It's a like a
think
special group thing.
I've read like books that they talk about people like princesses and things, and they go to balls, and I would love to get to go to those. I don't think that I may not have the right attire to be able to attend, but you know I can dream.
Well, I could always help you make something. I was never especially good, but I know how to put things together, like fabrics and stitches. And she kind of like holds up the hem of her little like shirt to dress thing that she wears with all of her little hand embroidered leaves and flowers.
Those are beautiful.
When we meet the princess and we're invited to a ball, I will make your dress really pretty, I promise.
So-
And you all can have fun.
I'll make one for you too.
Don't listen, Sabbast. We don't have to
No,
go to
that's-
see the princess. We can just
Eh.
go to eat the food.
No,
We
it's
can just
not.
go to eat the food.
It's just not really for me. It's a certain kind of people.
We have to have the ballroom episode, and you can't take this from me.
So two things.
No
First,
slight against them. It's just
Ellie,
not for me.
so you know, since you weren't the one that was sent the thing, and we can fix that later, your sword is permanently going to be dealing a d4 of extra damage until that d4 rolls a 1, or until somebody uses the whetstone on a different weapon.
Okay.
And even if it runs out on your sword, you just need 1 minute with the whetstone and your sword, and you can do it over again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm gonna put, like, the green flame blade on there. Rob! You made a mistake.
Aw. When do I ever do that? Secondly,
The power.
the ground is shaking.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
As y'all been walking
Oh
around,
my god, it's Trimmers.
that dust cloud has gotten closer, and you're beginning to make out that there is something, either something very wide or several somethings running this way and getting closer. Enough of them, or they are heavy enough that you can feel it.
I'm gonna quickly whisper a couple words and dust a bit of sand from my hand, and I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on myself, and by extension everyone else. So it's like when you're taking a step, the sand kinetically moves back to cover your steps.
Cool.
Like freaky Play-Doh.
How far is this from us?
It is several hundred feet, but moving pretty quickly. Say, let's put a number on it. It's 1,000 feet away, but it's getting closer at a rate of about 100 feet around.
Oh, I have to wait. Never mind. I was gonna try to like levitate up and try to see what it is, but I don't think this is gonna help when they're that far.
Nim,
So
what
I can
is
only go
your
up.
yeah? Nim, what is your passive perception?
15.
Okay. It is close enough now that if you squint, you can make out some details. You've not seen these creatures before, personally. You've heard tell of them. You listened very carefully to all of the creature stories and the humanoid stories and all of the creatures that filled the wider world that you had no personal experience with. These things, I could call them cows, but that's really doing a disservice to these things. I could call them buffalo, like bison, and that still doesn't quite cut it. These things...
Is it a beefalo?
It is an
Beefy.
auroch, is the name that you have to associate with these things. They are about 11 feet tall at the shoulder. They have long, twisting horns coming out to either side of the face. The fur on them, the hide on them, is long and matted at the front and around the shoulders, giving them this large, immense, like, beefcake look to them, which oversells how muscular they are, but they are tremendous creatures. And
So cute.
there is a herd of them. Not quite Lion King, Wildebeest, Stampede, make you cry as a child, and maybe not as a child, scene, but a lot of them. They seem to be skirting the edge of the marsh and running basically towards y'all, heedless of you. The spell that Sabbast cast means that you're certainly not being targeted. Y'all are stealthy as fuck, boy. But you are currently in the path that they are running. And you can hear, even at this great distance, and over the sound of the rumbling, the thundering of mighty hooves, a voice calling out, "Wait! Stop! Come back! I'll get in so much trouble!
Oh,
Oh,
he's gonna be a friend.
So,
uh,
as cute and lovely as those creatures are, they're very, very large, and we should not be in their way. So we either need to get above them or past them, either direction.
we maybe just run to the side real quick because
Yeah,
they're kind of
yes.
moving. Yeah,
I think we book it to the side.
yeah.
All right. You guys have covered a fair bit of ground now. Sabbast, in particular, you note as a druid that you're not in the moors yet, but man, this is a bad spot to wear your Crocs. Just like every third step kind of squishes down, and you find yourself standing in a small puddle. It's starting to get more difficult to move as you leave the path. But these things come charging forward. You
How far are they
satisfied.
again?
Getting closer all the time from 1,000 feet. I would say 800, 700. The closest
Okay.
ones.
When they get within 100 feet, I want to cast Shatter. It'll be 40 feet from them, 60 from us. Like we'll be running, but like when they get within, like, because we're not probably that fast compared to them. I want to cast Shatter 40 feet from them, to try to get them to run away from us. Like, does that make sense? Or is that
You're
something
trying
I can
to
use?
make a big scary noise and
Yeah.
divert.
Like, I know it
Heard.
does damage, but I'm not necessarily trying to hurt them.
Okay. That is a cool plan. As they are running forward, again, you have like 5 rounds before they're where you were as you were
Mhm.
trying to move through. Is there any other call that anyone had before they get there?
If
Do
we're
we
really having
see-
trouble stepping around the terrain, I'm gonna keep casting Mold Earth to make the difficult terrain regular terrain.
Okay.
So I'm gonna solidify, like, the dirt moving forward.
Let's see.
That's cool.
Thanks.
The only thing Dorian can really
Cool.
do is while running is just like flip the backpack full of books around. to
Ooh,
the
it lasts
front
for an
so that it-
hour.
so
Fun.
that it can like, if he gets hit, it'll hit the books instead.
Oh. Do
Let's
we see the person that voice we heard belongs to?
They are presumably behind whatever this stampede is and obscured in the dust cloud at the moment.
Okay.
Because they wouldn't take I'm just looking at it. They won't take damage unless they're within a 10-foot radius, but they'll definitely still hear it.
Oh yeah.
So,
Shatter is a bard spell, so I know a lot of the low-level bard spells from
Oh,
experience.
there you go.
It's one of my faves.
Look away.
So, you guys do those things. Mold Earth, by the way, I checked, just somatic components, so works very well in Pass Without a Trace. You're not giving anything away. And you guys, frankly, it's thanks to that Pass Without a Trace that y'all are obscured at all. There's so little to hide yourselves in out here, but when the shadows that just blanket Blackreach stick to you, it is just about doesn't matter where you are.
Desert
So,
shit, maybe.
Shatter, 2nd level spell.
Yep,
Well, I guess
that's all I got.
all your spells are the same stuff. Warlocks, baby. So, you cast a spell, and all of you hear, like, over the sound of the thundering hooves, you hear a clap of thunder, and there's its own smoke cloud as a quick sonic boom happens 40 feet in front of these charging aurochs. Pandemonium briefly ensues.
Oh no.
Did
The-
I make it worse?
Well, the aurochs in the lead are free to move in a new direction. The ones following them one might make a different call and say, but I want to move to the right, and the one next to him is still trying to go forward, and the one next to him is also trying to go right, but the one on the other side of the one trying to go forward is trying to go left. And there is a brief traffic jam, as all of these Aurochs are big, strong animals, but still have the minds of beasts. You watch these creatures stumbling over one another, jumping onto one another's backs, and springing off, and there's a non-zero amount of Aurochs attacking other Aurochs and bullying them out of their way. But they are diverting, and they're diverting away from all of you, more towards the south. And you hear, as all of this is happening, the voice yell, "Gotcha!"
See, I helped! He caught him.
49 to go.
Oh.
The Aurochs begin to move on, but you hear that voice kind of remain as the dust is starting to clear. Say, "At least I won't have to go back empty-handed. They're going to be so upset."
Can we see who's talking?
Soon.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to be his friend.
Did any of the Aurochs slow down or stop at all when they all kind of split apart?
Slowing down somewhat, but stopping, no.
Okay.
That startled them in a way that means they are not stopping.
Okay. Never
Let me
mind.
Look through what I have, maybe.
At least I got one. Be awful nice. Like, oh. And you hear a strange, like, somewhat crunching, somewhat sucking noise.
Ew.
And you see, as the dust
Like those
begins to settle,
Two adjectives together.
that there is a towering creature inside of the smoke cloud. Is 15, 16 feet tall, mostly belly, and stumpy legs are beneath big, meaty arms with forearms the size of tree trunks. One of those arms is wrapped around the belly of an Auroch, holding it close to itself, pressing it into its flesh to keep it from running away. And the other hand is stuffed inside a large mouth that is about half as filled with teeth as one would want it to be.
Good ass description.
Chewing and sucking on his own hand in search of some form of infantile comfort, as an ogre was chasing these Aurochs from somewhere, and has succeeded in catching one. And I think at 10:01, that is going to be the note that we will leave it on until next time.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna be his best friend.
Okay, good, because I was about to beast shape and do something stupid.
Or you can do that.
It is.
Either one is good.
I will say it's somewhat up to him whether or not he's accepting friends at this time, but I like the intention. At least it's a.
Oh no, it wasn't to be friends.
It's a. Well, no, from Naya. It is.
Oh.
It is interesting. This is a very different way to end the session after last time.
Yeah.
Big dumb guy with dumb voice is dumb.
He's not dumb.
Many people
Yeah.
insistent on what Sabbast should be wild shaping into soon, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Quokka
not gonna
has
be
come
a
up more than
quokka.
once.
A quokka.
If anything, I'm
Look
gonna be a
at
dingo.
her.
Speaking of big and chubby,
Hmm.
look at all that on
Look at
you.
that big old belly.
Look at all that jiggle. Yeah.
I have a little dog under my desk that I cannot pick up and show you right now.
Dancer Hawk coming in with the Night at the Museum reference. That is... That's not one I've thought about in a minute. So, we will not be back next Monday. Next Monday, we will be doing the community one-shot that had to get rescheduled. So,
Yes.
Maddie and I, along with Grimforge, Irish Mac, and the Existential Nerd. It's so hard for me to remember. No, sorry, not Grimforge. Grimforge,
You can do it,
S-Jax,
Rob.
and Existential Nerd will be doing it. So I think of people in their actual names when I know them, and it's hard for me to match the screen names back up sometimes. Bleh. Sorry, guys. Hi, Irish, by the way. I never said hi to you when you showed up. We're looking forward to that. We've been planning it for a while now, and
Yeah, I'm like over prepared at this point.
I'm also prepared. And after this coming Monday, I'll be shipping off to Toronto. And I need to double check which night I'm getting back. I'm prepared to fly with good streaming stuff because I'm tired of only bringing the bad streaming stuff if I need to run from a hotel. But as we saw a couple weeks ago for the first community one-shot, hotel stuff is a moving target sometimes. So, we will have to see if I'm going to be able to do it from Toronto or not. But that is the plan. Who else has announcements and reminders for people?
Come visit Ty and me at Emerald City Comic Con next weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts on Thursday 'cause it's a 4-day
Yeah.
con. I know Icy's gonna stop by.
Really? Oh, yay!
That's cool.
Oh, I'm so
Beans.
excited.
Yeah.
I haven't met...
I'll talk to you about it, Maddie, because it means we gotta coordinate something. I'll talk to you about
Oh,
it.
yes. Yes.
Ooh.
I haven't met Icy or Maddie. What a cool gang will be up there.
This is true.
Now it's my turn
Oh,
for
boy.
the FOMO. Also, I just really wanted to go to Emerald City, but next year. Toronto is the more important for me to go to since I have passport. So that's the one for the month. Because sadly, I have responsibilities and can't go to all the shows I wish I could go to.
Not responsibilities.
Oh, calm your butt.
Responsibility.
Irish says, now it's my turn to bring the thicket.
Yeah. Sure.
Thick
Oh.
rum, anybody?
I'll have to
Speaking
find
of-
that stuff. Next time Ty and I get
Speaking
together.
about thicket,
Oh, there's a thicket
Oh,
in
yeah.
rat form.
can we do the jiggle?
Oh, she
Oh my
wiggled.
goodness.
Okay, you're
We
done
don't
with
want
that.
to do that.
You
That's
said no.
enough.
You said no, Mama, no.
Father, help!
Why?
Don't forget, by the way, that we have the Wild Beyond the Witchlight coming up in a couple of days. Most of us on
Yes.
screen will be back for more D&D hijinks.
I'm sorry.
I was telling
Ty-
Rob the
Ty
other
and
day.
I will be in different corners of the same hotel room on Wednesday. So
Yeah, we'll show each other off from the different corners of the hotel room while we
Yes.
order food. Because we'll have been doing setup.
hmm
Very nice. Yeah, I told Rob to his surprise the other day that his is the longest running game on the channel now.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
The only thing that
Yeah.
gave him competition was Rhymehold, and we eclipsed that months ago.
Yeah, I sometimes I remember how long I've been doing that specific campaign. I'm like, huh,
Mhm.
it's been going for a while.
Has.
We're already talking with Rob about what he wants to do after this, if he wants to run again, and what the setting might be, what the adventure might be, who he might run for, and what characters might show up. I might get out of the passenger seat for this one and let someone else annoy Rob for a while, just to save on the confusion of which Rob is which. We'll see.
Can
But
only
anyway,
be one.
all of that very exciting. Also, I don't know if he is still here. Let me see.
Who?
Russell.
If No, he left.
Yeah. Russell is the dungeon master over at D20 Tales. They are
Oh,
new.
I thought you said rifle. I don't know if Russell's still here, but
He's
I don't
not.
think so. Okay.
Oops. Dropped the thing. They're some cool people. They have a consistent D&D campaign over on there, which they edit way more than we do on this show because we do not at all. So if you like your D&D curated and streamlined and all the weird jokes taken out and just want to really get into a story, go check them out. They're D20 Tales on YouTube, and if you like any of them, good news, some of them may start appearing on Friday nights with us. We're trying to work out some scheduling stuff and get D&D on every stream night that we have around here. With that, I'm gonna find us somebody to raid. So hang on, I'll send you to another D&D content creator somewhere out there on the Twitchverse. Thank you guys so much for joining us for another Misty Mountain Monday. It's good to be back, baby.
Yeah, we did it.
And
Make sure to check out everybody's socials. I know we've all been making stuff.
everybody but me. Check
No
that
matter
out.
the risk.
I just
Yeah,
did my
Ellie's jumping off
first
tables
leather.
for you guys.
Against all odds.
Yeah, Ellie's doing that, and I'm just hurting myself doing my first leather project. So, like,
Yeah,
one
I just
excited
burned my
content, go
thingy
to
on a
Oh,
hot
shit.
glue gun.
Real quick, I'll show you the
My
crap
hot
I'm
glue
trying.
gun.
Oh, Rob's got a surprise.
And we all have codes if you want to get dice on the Misty Mountain website. So use our codes, get some discounts, and it supports us as well when you use our codes. So
Yeah.
basically, like, pick 5 sets of dice and do 5 different checkouts and use each of our codes.
There you go.
Yes, or if you come to the table for one of the next 2 events, I can sell you things at the table, not with a discount code, but regardless, I can sell them to you.
Yeah.
I think you
We
can
all
use the discount codes in
Put them in
person.
the box.
I don't
If
know.
somebody tells it to you.
You know what?
The first time I ever bought Misty Mountain
I've-
Dice
I've
was
not
at C2
heard of
last
it.
year. And because Adam was like, I know Jane, they're like, we'll give you the discount.
Ah, that's
If they
awesome.
tell me how to plug it in, then I will do it.
It was Banjo.
Of course it was Banjo. I am anybody who knows Banjo Bravo. Oh, tell him now. I am
Christ.
trying to talk him into. It's not really even a talk into. I've already kind of got him to say yes. But at some event
The
in
boy
the
does not
future,
need much persuading to do anything.
at some event in the future, he's gonna be Kronk, and I'm gonna be
Oh my
Yzma for the
God.
booth.
Oh my
So,
god.
like, imagine the opportunities of just like boxing up dice for people and just being like, I'm gonna put this box inside of another box, and then I'm gonna smash that box with a hammer. Like,
Please, you have to do the little saggy old lady
Okay.
triangle tits down at the hips, because that is my
Tucker's
favorite part of her
already,
design.
Tucker has already claimed to be the squirrel.
Dang it.
He
That was
would
my
be the
next
perfect
question.
squirrel, though. Oh my god.
So we're not terribly good at this yet,
We're
but this
all
is
gonna be
our next little
neuter.
thing. Ignore the little bit of burning, because we have to figure this shit out. But we are starting to do.
Ooh.
So I made a test thing today, and we've got my last test thing did not turn out nearly so well.
Oh.
But-
Hello.
But we're getting better.
It's crispy.
Some of you guys who have worked the Misty Mountain booths know that we have been selling some wood products at the booths lately. They're not ours. We're buying them wholesale and reselling them. We're wanting to get our own line of stuff, and that's kind of my thing that I've been put in charge of, and is scary. So anybody in the community, I know there's been a couple of people who know that I'm doing it and have reached out already. Any tips are appreciated. Not the tips, but like the advice tips.
For my big yawn, I'm very sleepy, okay? Okay, Leo Yeager, I'm real tired because this little turd had to go to get her nails trimmed this morning.
Well, let's
So did I.
go ahead
I
and
could
bounce
hear
then.
them from the back room where they had her trimming her nails. I could hear them going, "You're fine," because she was probably screaming at them.
we're not gonna go to another D&D content creator. We're gonna go to a member of the community who is live. One of our mods, the Existential Nerd, is I don't know what he's up to, but the boy deserves a raid. So let's go visit
Go
with him.
bug him.
So
Get it.
just in case you guys don't hear it anywhere else this week, we love you guys, and we'll be back on Wednesday with more Dungeons and Dragons.
Have a
More
good
Dungeons and Dragons!
So we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.